Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special one-shot edition of the Gilded Flask, or Gilded Shot, as you'd like to call it. My name is Barry, and I will not be your dungeon master for tonight, because we have a special night. We're playing a very special game. A game of horror, mystery, intrigue, and suspense. A game you might have heard of called The Call of Cthulhu. Call of Cthulhu is a game full of secrets, mysteries, and horror. And tonight, Daniel, Marissa, and I will be playing the roles of steadfast investigators. We'll travel to strange and dangerous places, uncover foul plots, and stand against the terrors of the night. Within strange and forgotten tomes of lore, we may discover secrets that humanity was not meant to know. And along the way, sanity-blasting monsters and insane cultists may work to bring about our demise. Tonight, my dear guildies and newcomers to the Gilded Flask alike, tonight, my companions and I may well decide the fate of the world. And to guide us through the horrors and mysteries to come is our keeper, our dungeon master, our game master, very special guest. We're very happy to have you. Craig, thank you so much for joining us. Craig, ladies and gentlemen, is an awesome guy. He's been a game master for just about half his entire life. And he's been so successful in doing so that he has been doing the role of a game master professionally for about 5 years now. It's awesome to have you. And I'd love to hear a little bit about you once we have introduced our characters, and I'll bring it over to you. So speaking of our investigators, I think it's time for a round of introductions. And if I may be so kind to introduce myself. Right, the formalities are a thing and should be respected as such. No need to diddle-daddle. So without further ado, I am Lord Reginald Mattingly. Charmed, I'm sure. Although I'm not native to the Americas, you see, I come to this little place called Bad Crumble in the United Kingdom. I am absolutely delighted to be here. Yes. I'm a mogul, a philanthropist, an eccentric strategist, and since a few years, a dashing adventurer. I had a thirst for adventure, and put my money where my proverbial mouth is. Yes. It's a wonderful thing to have money, and with the pound sterling still being the strongest leading currency of the world, I considered purchasing myself a bully bit of enthrallment. I do love an investigation, and with these stories about these so-called supernatural, poppycock, of course, but where there could be a bit of investigative sleuthing. So what I bring to the table, well, other than King George's finest coinage, so to speak, yes, I bring myself. And to top it all off, I have with me Bertha, my elegantly designed silver elephant rifle, should the need arise for a more direct approach. I do love a cutthroat ordeal when I see one. Now, I was informed by the mayor, who's a dashing good sport, I dare say, an excellent choice, that I was to meet up with two others to accompany me on this bit of good fun, a lady and a constable of sorts. And I hope they won't be running late, of course. Time being of the... here they are. Welcome, please. With whom might I be in pleasure today?
What the hell did I do? You can't bring me in. I know my goddamn rights. Goddamn mayor's kicking up every hornet's nest out here looking for things he doesn't know two wits about. Gonna get a lot of people hurt. You think my job is a joke? Fucking clown, you do what Daddy Sergeant tells you. Think that makes you important? Bunch of kids planning things you don't understand. Live my entire goddamn life dealing with weirdos and assholes. And you think training for a week makes you a damn expert? Huh. Wipe that shit-eating grin off your face! Well, I do it for you. You see my file, you know the shit I've been through. I don't need my piece to whip you, boy. You think growing up on the shit side of Chicago, losing my wife to a bunch of mumbo-jumbo spouting freaks, going on the run with my daughter, and then losing her to the same... You don't know real hell, boy. You're a whelp with a badge who thinks himself a man. You don't have anything on me. I'm clean as a whistle. So get your hands off me. Let me out of these cuffs. And I'll keep my side of weird, and you stay on yours. And don't touch my goddamn hat!
Well, I have to tell you, I am just pleased as punch to be here. Now, you might have guessed, just by my appearance, I'm not an investigator in the traditional sense, no. But I am somewhat of a local authority on, shall we say, the strange and unusual. That is to say, the occult. Now, before you start thinking I've been drinking too much giggle water, or my cornbread ain't always done in the middle, let me explain. You see, my daddy comes from a great long line of wealthy oil tycoons. And given the fact that I'm something of a dilettante and don't have a need for one of those 9-to-5 jobs, I've got plenty of free time to indulge my curiosity. Well, that's why when the mayor of this fine city invited me to tag along with Detective Kane here on a particularly interesting case, I jumped at the opportunity lickety-split. Bless his heart. I'm sure the last thing the poor detective needs is to babysit someone like me on this investigation. But I've promised I'll be on my very best behavior. I heard he was madder than a cat getting baptized, but what can he do? My daddy contributes generously to the mayor's campaign fund, and he had 5,000 reasons to convince the good detective to play ball. Besides, I promised I won't be a lick of trouble at all, while they'll hardly even know I'm here.
Love it. And now, without further delay, I give you the Gilded Flask presents Call of Cthulhu with our amazing Game Master, Craig. Craig, take it away, buddy.
It is my pleasure to be here with you today, to delight, to spook, and to hopefully entertain. And maybe to commit some murder. We'll see. I suppose it depends on how lucky your investigators are today. We join the three of you in the midst of an interesting decision. You have been tasked with investigating a strange house, an old house in central Boston, known as the Corbitt House. The former tenants, the Macario family, were involved in a tragedy, and the owner wishes to understand the mysterious happenings at the house and set matters straight. Of course, the landlord hasn't been able to rent the house out since that tragedy. And so, turning to one of his connections in City Hall, he has gone through the mayor and solicited some help. And because it would be ever so ridiculous for the mayor to send the police out for a haunting of all things, you have been asked to step in. The three of you have met in a roughshod little diner, a place called the Cat's Meow, just outside of central Boston. And you've been given the task of deciphering just what is going on in this strange, bizarre house. You could go straight there, of course, but doing so might not be the wisest of decisions. You don't know what awaits you. And so, as you settle in, some of you perhaps slumming it a little bit by being here, others quite at home in the smoky and rather poor interior of this place. You have decisions to make. Where do you head first? And what do you do?
So,
I imagine this is very quintessentially American over here. Bit dry, but I guess it'll have to do.
5-star hotel compared to what I'm used to.
Yes, Lord Mattingly, I've heard of you. Of course, our sort runs in similar circles.
Yes.
What are you doing
yes,
here
indeed.
in America?
I'm just looking for a bit of fun. Being successful gets boring at some point, and figured I'd try my luck overseas. You see, I come from this little place called Bad Crumble, and it's not that interesting over there. And figured I'd come to Boston. This place is right. See if there's a little bit more enjoyment here.
And you're particularly interested in the strange and unusual?
Anything that I haven't seen yet, yes.
Interested in the strange and unusual, you coming around here. What qualifications do you have for this particular line of work?
Quite a few. Anything that will, let's just say that I have the funds to get me anywhere. That's good enough.
You ever dealt face to face with anyone who believes in something bigger than themselves and is willing to die for it?
My good man, let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of the black-nosed rhino?
No. What about it?
No. It's an extinct species, and you can guess why.
What's that big stick you got there?
Yes, that might be the very reason.
As you're chattering about said big stick, a middle-aged woman, looking a little bit harried. It's clear that she takes care of herself, but it's clear that she's had a rough time of it. Walks up to your table, a notepad in hand, looks down. Well, ain't you just the bee's knees, all of you? What can I get for you? Or are you just coffee?
It depends. Hey, Reggie, you buying?
Why not? Yes.
I'll have a double whiskey on the rocks.
Double whiskey on the rocks. And for the lady?
The same.
I see. And
yes.
Looks back.
Well, I dare not order a whiskey around this part. Let's make it a bourbon. Let's be fair.
A bourbon. Fair enough. All right. Well, then I'll be right back with your drinks. And she smiles.
Splendid.
Thank you kindly.
Gives you a little wink, Reggie, and slips off towards the back.
Oh, I like her.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine you're used to women throwing themselves at you, Lord Mattingly.
Well, throwing themselves might be a bit proverbial, I imagine, but yes, it's maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very British of you to not just give that a yes or no answer.
Well, one does the way one does. So what about you, Miss Rockwell, wasn't it?
One of the central tenets, just to step in briefly, of Call of Cthulhu, for those of you who might be unfamiliar with it, is that rather than D20 rolls, everything is D100 based. And when you meet new friends, when you make new connections, generally speaking, you roll one of two things to see how they're receptive to you. If you're, something that you care about. Those two things are credit rating, to see just how wealthy you look, or appearance, or sometimes both, even, in specific equations. And in this particular case, with a stupendously high credit rating score, Lord Reggie, why don't you take our first roll for the night?
Heck, I will.
Give us a credit rating roll and see just how badly this waitress wants to throw herself at you.
That will be a 21.
21. Okay, so for you, I believe that's an extreme success, right?
Yes.
Yes. The way successes work is as long as you roll equal to or under, it is counted as a success. If you roll half of the result, then it's a double success, a hard success. And if you roll equal to a fifth of the result, 20%, then it is a extreme success. So Lord Reggie, she can smell the money from the back as she is pouring your drinks. And you see, as she's doing so, she just keeps stealing glances back in your direction, just looking over her shoulder towards you and giving you a little smile every single time.
How charming.
Yes.
About your new friend there, you might want to be a little bit more secretive about this. Don't talk about what we're doing that loudly, okay? The walls have ears around here, especially around this pot. So,
really?
Yeah.
Is that solid American construction they always talk about, right?
Speaking of what we're doing, Detective, what do you recommend as a first step? You are familiar with this sort of work.
First of all, we got to determine if it's even a legit claim. I mean, we're hearing, stories about hauntings and stuff. I got a couple of friends over, but the Sorry, out of character. Was it the Boston Library or what?
Well, you got a couple of different options.
Okay.
So you were pointed in the direction of a few different sources of information. The Boston Globe seems to be a particularly interesting option, since, well, they probably have some newspaper clippings of what had happened previously. Or you could head to the Central Library, see if maybe there's any records about the history of this place. Or very literally, go to the Hall of Records to look for any legal matters that might pertain to the Corbitt house.
Got a couple of connections in the globe. Might be able to tell us what's what. Give us a little, reconnoitering on the subject, as they say. Oh,
Well, I'd love to go to the paper. I've never been, and I'd love to see how it works.
careful not to get any ink on those fine furs that you got there.
How nice of you to notice, Mr. Kane.
Yeah, I know you. I've heard about you and the other high rollers up around the mayor's office, or at least the connections that you roll in, as you say. I ain't never heard about you though, Mr. Mattingly, Reggie. But
Well, you see, it's probably because I come from this little place called Bad Crumble, and it's
Bad Crumble.
Yes.
You mentioned that. You must be very proud
Yeah.
of where you come from.
Oh yes, but like one's heritage is very important.
well, sounds like a moldy bread. But anyway, Roxie Rose, I gotta ask. I'm a little bit perplexed. What is your interest in this kind of? You're on the slummy side of town, and not a lot of your types go around here.
Well, you're judging a book by its cover, Mr. Kane. I would think someone in your profession would know better.
9 times out of 10, the cover tells exactly what's in the story.
Really? Well, perhaps I'm lucky number 10 then.
So, the globe's probably not a problem. I mean, most of the people up there are upstanding types, don't even get their nose dirty. But if this goes any further, you may want to reconsider. You got any experience in defending yourself? I mean, I got
Mr. Kane,
I got a little protection, but
I
know about
survived
you.
debutante school. I'm pretty sure whatever this house has, I can handle it.
He's got a point.
well,
Sauntering back on over, the waitress seems to have put on some fresh lipstick, and
Really.
she leans forwards and first passes along one of the whiskeys for the dame, and then almost ignoring the detective, she sort of just slides it across the table towards John Kane, and places the bourbon very close to Lord Mattingly, leaning in further as she does so. And for the gentleman, she practically
Why?
purrs.
That's very, very kind of you. So how much would that set me back?
You can drop. Ooh, let's see. You can drop $10 for that, and that's for
I'll do
all
20.
three of the drinks. Sure, all
I'll do
20.
20. Yeah.
And as a tip, you pass that along.
Yeah.
Okay, you pass it along, and she looks back at you, her eyes widen. Oh, Daddy.
Yeah, don't you mind, you go ahead and buy yourself some more money.
Yes, of course. And she slips on away, and just seems
Hey.
just befuddled.
darling, hey.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
I got
yeah.
a question. I just wondering. Have you heard some of the rumors? There's been a lot of buzz, a lot of talk about something happening recently over at Corbitt,
Oh.
Corbane.
You're talking about the old Corbitt house. Yeah, no, I've heard about what's going on out there.
And well, what do you think is going on? I hear a bunch of quack, quack, quack. I want to hear straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, she'll lean up close. She'll return and sort of lean up close to Reggie's chair. and look back towards you. And go ahead and make a charm check.
Me or Reggie?
You know what? I would say Reggie is implicitly helping you here. So there is actually a sort of advantage in Call of Cthulhu as well. The way it works is you roll 2d100 instead of just one, and you take the higher result. So I would say you can make a charm check with advantage.
Okay. Not a super charming guy, but
Oh, that's fine. It'll be an
right.
easy check.
All right, I got a 63 on my first one and a 30 on these. If I get a 0 on the ones die, is that a 0 or 10?
If you get a 0 on the ones die, that is a 10.
Okay, so I got a 30 on one and a 0.
Yeah, 30. Okay. For you, is that a? Let's.
I have a 15. Is my charm. I'm not a
Okay.
very charming guy.
I would say, well, that 15, like I said, it's an easy check. So I will allow that to be a success in this case because of the tip that Lord Reggie passed along. So normally, you need to roll equal to or under. In this case, because of the assistance of your companion, she looks back at you and she nods, taking the excuse to settle around. Well, I got a better time to beat my gums. It's a strange place. Are all you looking into it?
No, I just heard a little bit about it. I was just wondering. My friends here from out of town, and just wanted to show, not necessarily show them the sights, but let them know what goes on around here.
Oh, okay.
It'd be especially impressive
places...
to the Lord there.
Oh, there's better places to go. Lord. Oh.
Yes.
Right. There's better places to go than the old Corbitt house. You don't want to go out that way. My cousin went by the old Corbitt house not too long ago, and while she was walking past the front, she swore up and down that she heard something rattling around inside. And they got the place all locked up and boarded, but she swears there was somebody in there.
Well, maybe it's just a bat or something.
Oh, that would have been a loud bat, Lord.
Hmm.
But you got this dick and this doll with you here. Surely you got better things to do.
Well, it's you see, I come from this very small town in Britain called Bad Crumble, and
Bad
there's
Crumble.
kind of
Yeah.
yes,
Bad Crumble. Oh, that
yes.
sounds so foreign.
Oh yes, it's quite so. It's kind of boring too, and so I came for a bit of fun sport. So if you say something's rattling in that house over there, I might be interested.
Oh, rattling around indeed. Just shaking. But
Well,
yeah.
maybe we should head on over to the globe then and see what we can scare up there.
Yeah, thanks for the drinks, doll. I guess we've already settled up. So,
Yes.
you have a nice day.
You as well.
Quite.
And stay safe. Especially that place gives me the heebie-jeebies. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
Thanks for the
Well, if
offer.
nothing happens, we'll be sure to come back for another drink.
You should. Now you're on the trolley.
All right, well, I suppose it's time for us to light out of here.
She slips back off and gives you just a little wave as you make your way out the door, and smiles your way. And Lord
So
Reginald,
exciting.
do you have a car, an auto, perhaps?
I would imagine I bought one when I got over here, like first thing. So
Probably, yeah.
yeah.
I'd say that seems quite likely. So do you take the party onwards to the globe?
Sure.
Okay.
Your driver takes us.
Well, yeah, do you have a driver, or is it just you?
Am I allowed to have a driver?
I would say so.
Hire the
You're
services.
Then I have a driver.
Reginald Mattingly. Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful. Tips to the globe, was it? Yes, the globe.
Is the driver?
ask-
Did you hire a local, or have you brought somebody with you?
Oh God, no! I would have totally brought someone because that's someone I know.
Okay, all right.
So he doesn't know his way around.
You would have brought your servant Eustace.
Yes, Eustace. Cool. Yes.
All right.
All right, Eustace, to this globe thing.
Very good, sir. Which globe thing?
The Boston
The
Globe
one
is
where they
over
make
on-
paper.
Yeah, it's over on 37th.
Oh, very well. To the Boston Globe, then. Good, very good, sir. Would any of you like any refreshments while we go?
What do you got?
Oh, I would.
The Lord keeps some fine
Actual whiskey.
articles of course.
Brandy or something?
Hey,
You brought whiskey over with you?
Like actual whiskey, like other than
course.
what they just got in the bar.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have anything that ain't so fancy?
He looks back towards you, Lord Mattingly.
you can
I
just put it in a glass. It's not a champagne glass. He'll
I-
never know the difference.
did acquire some hooch, Lord Mattingly, as per my my beloved wife's request, but I could acquire some more if your companion would like some hooch instead of some whiskey.
Yeah, whatever.
Make it so.
Very well, and he'll make sure that you all have drinks poured for you before getting it rolling and driving you onwards towards the Boston Globe. It is a bumpy ride. He is certainly not used to driving in Boston in comparison to the grand streets and countryside estates of Bad Crumble.
You're gonna have to merge in here at some point.
Merge? What?
Yeah.
But where's the roundabout?
Well, the heathen's driving on the wrong side of the road. It's
Yeah.
poppycock.
Yeah, the globe is roundabout over there.
Roundabout of but I don't see the. And that is much how the journey there goes. Finally, you do get there. And while I imagine that Roxy and John, the two of you, are amused by the trip, Lord Reginald, it is not the smoothest ride that Eustace has ever taken you on.
It is quite dissatisfactory.
I'm sorry, sir. I will try better. I'll
Yes.
go and have it filled up and be back in, as the locals say, a jiffy.
Eustace, you should take a couple of taxi rides and learn from the best.
Yes, of course. I will study the local ways. And he slips off after opening the door for all of you to find a place to bring the car. Either way, you make your way towards the Boston Globe. Ahead of you, it's about midday at this point. It's a smoggy and not particularly pleasant day either. So the cool interior of the globe is refreshing in comparison to the rather malaise outdoors that you've been dealing with. Inside, behind the central desk, you can see a secretary sitting back there. Looks up at your approach. There's a number of journalists presumably gathered about, chatting, and one of the certainly looks a lot better. Perhaps one of the editors is right back behind the secretary's desk, investigating something. There's a couple of looks in your direction as you enter. You make an appearance. Very much so.
Do I happen to know anybody here? If regularly just looking up for leads and stuff like that, possibly bribing if I have to.
I would say go ahead and make a luck check for me.
Ooh, okay.
I think there's a strong chance that you do.
Luck.
So it's on the top of your sheet. It's one of the attributes.
Got it. Okay. I'm at 30. Okay, that's not bad.
Not bad.
Ooh, 85.
85. Well, I'd say that you probably do know a few people, but there's a few secretaries that work at the Globe and quite a few journalists. Unfortunately, none of them right now are people that you know.
All right.
But you can still make your way up and make a couple of ask around a little bit. I'd say you definitely know people here.
Perhaps I could be of service. Are there any gentlemen at this front desk area?
Yeah, several
good.
journalists who are looking in your direction as you've stepped in. They're clad in white button-up, sleeves rolled up, smoking as they look back in your direction, and they try to not be caught looking either.
Well, I'm just going to saunter on up to the desk and sort of lean up against it and look over my shoulder at the nearest one. Hi there.
Go ahead and roll an appearance check for me.
That's going to be I got a 0, 0, and a 0. Is
That's
that 100?
100. Yeah.
Gosh.
That's
Okay.
the worst possible roll, unfortunately, under the
That's
circumstances.
the natural one, right?
That tracks.
As you look at him, you realize that he is the one gentleman in this room that is not looking at you. Instead, he's actually looking over at John Kane. And he seems like oddly interested in John. Like he's paying more attention to John than you would expect as he just sneaks the occasional glance. He looks back towards you. Oh, yeah, what can I do for you? Do you need something? You lost?
Well, I just wanted to introduce you to my friend, Mr. Kane. And I'm going to pull John over. I noticed these things.
Oh, what's up?
Hello, sir. What brings you to these parts? He slicks back his hair a little bit.
Well, just in the neighborhood, looking for some. I heard you guys did some stories on, or I think you guys did some stories on the old Corbitt house. I was just wondering if you guys had any information about that area. But I'm showing my friends around town, you know.
Oh, well.
Hey, what's your name?
Yeah. Oh, Robert. Bobby for sure. You can call me Bobby.
Nice to meet you, Bobby. I'm John.
John. Well, John. Yeah, we've done some work on the Corbitt house. I think all those records are. Oh yeah, yeah. All those records are with Artie. Looks between the three of you for a second, and he pauses. I can't send you to Artie in good conscience. He's having a day. Like he hasn't had a day since oh God, since before the turn of the century.
Another feeling.
I guess we could try and slip you down into the records right away. I could take you down there if Miss, if you wanted to maybe chat up some of the people up here. I could take your friends downstairs if they're looking for the records. We could try and slip right past Artie. He's upstairs. He's busy with something anyways, and I think we could pull it off. She looks back towards you, Roxy. I know those my friends over there. They've been staring at you since you came in.
Really? Who?
Oh, baby, of course. And he gestures towards a pair of like rugged journalists. They 5 o'clock shadow, smoking a cigarette, glass of whiskey in the other hand.
Right.
Each of them slicked back hair, probably burning the midnight oil. And they do not make any attempt to hide their looks in your direction.
Perfect. So what's the plan then?
Well, you cause a distraction, and then I can slip your friends below, and the two of you can. He looks over at Lord Mattingly as well. I assume you're with the fine folk here, sir.
Reggie's
Yes, you would assume, right? Yes.
Say no more. I understand. And I'll saunter on over to like a desk, one of the gentlemen's desks, and I'll hop onto it, and I'll hike my skirt up just a little bit, just so it's comfortable, and cross my legs, and smile charmingly to all the gentlemen in the room.
The men, so there was only 2 of them there to begin with. The men look back in your direction as you pop yourself up onto the desk, and suddenly, you don't know where they came from. Suddenly, there's a few more men than were there a second ago. Go ahead and roll a charm check for me.
Okay, oh gosh.
Oh,
72.
no. That's still a pass for you. With 75 in charm, that's still a pass for you.
Great.
It wouldn't be for anybody else. But for Roxy. And that is still a pass. Roxy, you pop yourself up on the desk, and they're looking back in your direction, and they seem properly fussed by your sudden appearance. They are leaning in close to you. One of them looks back in your direction. You want a drink? Can I get you anything?
Of course, I do. I would love a drink. What do you have? I was just wondering if somebody could teach me how to use this here typewriter, and I'll just like tink, 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 tink on the keys.
He looks at you while he's puts a hand on the typewriter, and he says, "Well, with a chassis like this, you got to take it proper. You got to make
Um,
sure that you're handling the keys the right way."
Is that so?
Oh, absolutely. And
How interesting.
he'll lean in close and fish a cigarette out for you, offer it to you,
Why, thank you.
and lights it. And as he's doing so, Roxy, you can see your friends across the way, John and friends. You can see your acquaintances across the way, John and Lord Reggie, being led deeper down into the records, into the morgue of the Boston Globe. We'll come back to you in just a moment as we cut across to the two of you being led downstairs. As Bobby leads you downwards, he looks around himself. So we gotta be quick about this. Artie will probably come back down any minute to check on things. He's been in and out all day. He was looking for some old clippings down in the morgue here, but I reckon that as long as you know what you're looking for, you mentioned the Corbitt house, right?
Yeah, the Corbitt house. We're here for just looking around. Bobby, I gotta say, this is awful nice of you to go out of your way like this. It seems doing something a little
no.
risky here. I just want to ask you,
No.
where does this sudden generosity come from? I mean, we just met. I really appreciate it, but
Oh no.
a lot of you.
Don't worry in the slightest about it. I've seen you come in a couple of times. I know you were looking for Ricky, but he's out today, chasing some story. So I figured I would help you out.
Yeah, Ricky's always chasing a story. All right.
Oh yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll have to remember this.
It's my pleasure. Anytime you need anything, you come by. We keep all sorts of records here. You're one of those private dicks, right?
Yeah, that's me. A lot of times it's something that caps ain't fit to handle. Sometimes you got to get involved.
Yeah, fuzz don't know everything, that's for sure. I feel like half the time we're doing their job for them. So this is it, right down here, and he takes out a key and slides open this door, scrapes across the ground into a dark, barely lit room. Records stretch all the way back into this chamber. Filing cabinets set up with all manner of what might as well be just arcane symbols on them for how easy they are to parse and figure out what's going on here. So this kind of place, it's not my speciality or anything. I'm happy to point you two in the right direction, but I think maybe I'm better served standing guard by the door here and watching for Artie while the two of you go looking for what's what back there.
Oh, sure. I
So is this
appreciate that.
is this ordered alphabetically, or is there any logic to this?
It's ordered sorta. Doris did it. Old Doris, and she's not all there. We keep her around because be ashamed to throw the old bird to the streets, but I feel like she's a little off her rocker.
Right.
No, she's a sweetheart.
Oh, Doris is great. Don't get me wrong, but it just means that the place is not as ordered as one might like. But I trust the two of you. I'm sure you can figure it out between you.
Hey there, Bobby. Thank you very much for doing a solid. And you put a hand on his shoulder. You keep watch. Knock twice on the doorway if anyone comes. We'll make ourselves presentable, so to speak.
Yeah, of course. And he smiles back towards you, just looking down towards your hand for a second before he slips back towards the door. And he closes it just slightly, leaning against the outside, leaving the two of you in the room to figure out just how you're going to find these records.
Nice kid.
Right.
All right, Mattingly, what do you make of this? Can you read?
Can I read? Yes. You are funny. So how about you look for the Sea of Corbitt, I look for the Age of House, see if that brings us anything.
Oh, why not? We'll start parsing through.
Okay.
Right.
As the two of you both start looking for it, I'm going to get each of you to roll I'll give you a couple of options. I would take either a spot hidden, a library use check. The skills in Call of Cthulhu are wild.
Yeah.
So library use, spot hidden. In what other game is psychoanalysis? Psychoanalysis and psychology, both skills. So those two, or I would say, let's say, alternatively, I would take history. Any of those three.
Spot hidden.
I will go for history.
Sounds good.
And that would be a 19 for me.
Excellent.
I got a 61 on my spot hidden.
Spot hidden.
Which is over 50.
It's over 50. So unfortunately, that's not going to do the trick for you, John. Now, you do have an option. You could rely on Lord Mattingly to find it for you, but...
Never rely on me.
The other option that you've got is you can push a roll. And by pushing a roll, you get to roll a second time. But there are usually consequences. And if you push a roll, you are pretty likely to succeed, even if you don't necessarily roll well. But, if you fail, even if you get a partial success out of it, something will happen. Something negative will happen. Would you like to push the roll?
I guess. Okay, so yeah, I'm interested. Let's try it.
Sure,
I knew it. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, let's give it a
It's
shot.
fun, right? Complications.
Yeah,
are
exactly.
Have fun. Okay, go ahead and roll another spot hidden check for me.
I got a 0 and an 8. So
eight.
I guess it's 8.
Yeah, that is an extreme success. So with an 8, Lord Mattingly, as you're looking around the joint, you discover that, sure enough, there is an interesting section of cabinets, or H for house, an interesting section of cabinets that aren't house related. But while you're looking about the place, you do notice that there is a section on unpublished stories. And as you're examining these unpublished stories, having passed by this area looking for the house section, you notice that there's this one section of the cabinets that seems a little stuck. And John, looking over in the direction of Lord Mattingly from across the place, as they're clearly stuck and stuck in tight, sure enough, you realize that there is a file sticking out of one of them. A few pieces of clipping. And one of them is from 1918. A feature story, front page. You have no idea why it wasn't published, but it shows an image of a rough, ramshackle-looking house caught between several large buildings. And the front page headline reads, "Heartbreak in the City."
Am I seeing this clipping as well?
As John sort of points it out in your direction, both of you do see it.
I look at it and I'm be like, oh, they got a piece of your house over here. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Heartbreak in the City. I mean, this looks interesting. It looks like it was a front page section, but never actually made it into... I don't recall seeing this. I've been here for a couple of years. I don't recall actually seeing this in the paper.
Mm.
As you start to examine this strange article, we cut back upstairs, where up the stairs, past Bobby, sitting on a desk still, Roxie, you are surrounded now. There's easily 7 or 8 men gathered around, all trying to show you how to use this typewriter. Leaning in close.
By now
to
you're
do
proficient.
So. Yeah. You feel like you could use a typewriter now at this point. You feel like, hell, you might be able to repair a typewriter by this point. But more significantly, past the men, you notice a grumpy, balding, you know, shirt tucked in tight, but like coming out a little bit at the sides. Just upset looking man striding down for the stairs where you saw your friends disappear.
Pardon me, fellas. And I'm gonna take my drink and head right over to him and try to intercept him.
Sounds good. You cut him off as he's making his way downstairs, and he looks up in your direction. Roll an appearance check for me.
I got a 42.
All right. He looks like he's having a pissy day. And your appearance doesn't make things perfect, but it does make things a little bit better. Of course. As he sees you, he pauses in his tracks, looks back towards you. Oh, Miss Rockwell, fancy seeing you here. I did some stories on your father. What brings you to the globe?
I thought I recognized you. Well, you just look like you're having a bad day, and I brought you something. And I'm just gonna hand him my drink.
So he got lipstick on the side of the glass.
100%.
He looks down towards it. Why thank you. What's you came all this way just because you heard I was having a bad day?
Well, no, it's just a coincidence, really. I was here, and I recognized you, of course. And so I just thought I'd ask you whatever happened to make you so upset.
Oh, you recognized me.
Of course.
He seems uncertain what to make of this. Tucks in some of the errant chest hair that's poking out from his shirt. Roll a charm check for me.
Okay, that's a 48.
Nice, that'll do. Oh, well, you know, got all sorts of journalists out on the go, and nobody's bringing back any stories worth a damn, and you know, just people keep reporting on things, and but it's never the right kind of things, and I've got the boss breathing down my neck, and oh, I'm sorry, Miss
Oh.
Rockwell, you it's none of your concern. And he takes a sip of the glass, and drinks from sort of right next to where the lipstick is, eyeing it with a bit of curiosity.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't poisoned. And she'll like wink and like give him a little chuck on the shoulder. Anyway, do you know, I don't know if this is something that interests the globe, but I heard there was something going on at that Corbitt house. What have you heard about
Oh,
that?
the Corbitt house. The Corbitt house. It's always about the Corbitt house. Well, you know, I keep having, you know, wet behind the ears journalists asking to go back to the Corbitt house and check the place out. You know, I even had one break in there the other day, and he swore. He told me, Artie, the bed moved on its own. I said,
Mhm.
no, it didn't. No, you was crazy. He said, no, Artie, I swear. I said the bed moved on its own, Artie. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. It nearly ran me over. I was like,
Hmm,
I told him he was crazy. I told him, you know, he was a few screws loose. And
interesting.
you know, it's nothing. It's
Now who Artie. And I'll just like give my fingers a little walk up his lapel and straighten it for him. Who is this crazy journalist that got attacked by the bed in the Corbitt house?
ooh, it's getting hot in here, isn't it? It's I didn't
Mm,
realize that it was such a muggy day outside.
really? Are you hot? I'll just blow on him.
His face starts to turn red, and a little bead of sweat trickles down the side of it. Um, oh yeah, maybe I should go, you know, to change. His sweat leaking down the side of his shirt. He says, the
Yeah.
journalist that you were talking about,
Hmm.
crazy van, it's Jack, uh, Jack Smith. He's just up on the second floor.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
just
change.
I think you should. Have a
And
good day.
he doesn't even wait for you to say goodbye. He just almost fast enough that you see a little of cloud behind him as he races off, fast walking towards the stairs.
Or Artie.
And poor guy. Up above, you can see that watching from the balcony is an intrigued-looking young journalist. And he's skinny as a twig. His pants don't fit right, and they're held up by old suspenders. And he watches you for a second and then disappears back along the balcony.
I am going to slip into the ladies, in case anyone else is still watching me. But what I'd really like to do is head downstairs to meet the rest of my party.
Okay. And I think you arrive just as the two of you are finishing investigating this feature story. And the two of you read that, yeah? You can see it?
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Excellent. So you know everything that is contained within that note now.
Mm-hmm.
A moment later, from the door, you hear I guess the distraction must have gone well. Yeah, they're just inside. Go on in. As Bobby opens up the door for you, Roxie.
Bobby, you really are.
There's someone coming in.
It's just me.
Oh,
Huh?
thank
Yeah,
heavens.
He didn't knock, so it's probably fine.
Yes.
Do we have a secret
That's a good
knock?
point.
Oh, I love secret knocks. It's almost like a secret handshake. Should we make a secret knock right now?
It was 2 times.
Yes.
It's not. Hey, Bobby, I got a question.
Yeah. He responds so quickly that you know he must have been listening.
We found the clipping here. Looks very important. Looks like it was a front page thing. I've been reading the paper for over 2 years now, and I ain't never seen anything looking like this. Can you tell me about this?
Yeah. So he pops back inside, takes a look at it, sticks his thumbs into his pockets as he leans close. So, it's unpublished. What? Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it would never have been published. That's murder's front page news.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more than murder, too. I mean, it's like over the course of years, different families having all these accidents and illnesses and other things happening to them. It's like the place is cursed or something.
Yes.
Fancy that. It's almost like it's
Leave it to the French, right?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Interesting.
He doesn't see it. He doesn't remark at all, Reggie. Just kind of like, yeah. As he leans in closer towards it. Yeah, it's like somebody's covering up. Our records, they only go back to the 70s. If the Corbitt house is, if there's any more records of it, then they probably, I don't know if we'd have any, but, and I'll tell you what, I can look into it for you. I can see if maybe we've got anything else. There might be some other records. We got an archives further in the back of the morgue that's it's locked off except for Artie and a couple others. I might be able to get a key. Go looking for it for you. And we had one of the journos, like the kids, you guys. He's been coming down in here looking for these old records. I think that's why it's stuck out.
Well, real quick, like I looking over it. Does it actually mention the name Corbitt? Is there anything that ties it to that story, or is this just a house in the middle of the city?
Roll a spot hidden check again for me.
Okie dokie. That's gonna be an 18.
Very nice. Okay. Yeah, that's you got what, 50, right?
Yes.
Or 60? Yeah, 50. So
50.
That's a hard success for you. That's a very good success. Looking at it, the name Corbitt isn't mentioned, but there's so many clues that tie it to the Corbitt house that there's no way that it's not.
Okay.
As you read between the lines, the Corbitt house is basically described in this. It's a brick building overshadowed by taller, newer office buildings on either side. One of those small row houses that is like awkwardly left in the middle of a business district because it's nobody's selling it or nobody's buying the land or whatever. But you know, as you read between it, the journalist wonders in this piece, like, could it even be sold? Who would buy a place like this after everything that's happened?
Yeah. I mean,
Bobby, this name here, Macario, does that say anything to you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Jack asked me to look into that name. Yeah, the ones in the article. I think they're, leans in a little close. I think they got put in the sanitarium outside of town.
Mm.
yeah, it just says the girl got ill. I thought, like what? Rough
Oh
cold?
no,
Fever?
like this kind of ill.
Mhm.
Yes, a few sandwiches short of a picnic, yes.
Yes. Yeah, just a few ice cubes short of a rocks glass. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. He, you can tell Reginald looking at him. He's like, you don't know if you suspect he's probably trying to impress you.
Yeah.
But Roxy and John, like, every time he says anything, he's looking back in John's direction, sneaking glances. Yeah, but the Roxbury Sanitarium just outside of town.
Yeah, he ain't the sharpest light bulb in the. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly.
We take like
Sharpest
5
light
minutes.
bulb.
So, okay, got it. So,
It's harder to make bad ones than it is to make good ones.
It is.
that's as screwy as a screen door on a battleship. So, so who was looking around for these guys again?
Oh yeah, Jack. He's one of our new guys. Works up on the second. He's trying to make it big, just like
Jack
everybody else
Smith.
is. Yeah, Jack Smith.
Oh, we should go pay him a visit. I know Jack.
Oh well, then yeah, he should be up on the second. He's in today. Just earlier he had me looking around here trying to do some research for him.
All right.
On the Corbitt house.
On the Corbitt house. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's why I know
Well.
they're in the sanitarium.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, Bobby, for helping us out.
Well, of course. He grins back. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Well, let's not dally here. I'm gonna get you in trouble. Don't want any of that.
Oh, no, yeah, of course not. Like I said, John, you need anything, you don't have to go to Ricky about it. You can come to me.
I'll take you up on that. You've been very helpful. I really appreciate it. Gonna help a lot of people.
That's just spiffy, ain't it? Yeah, I'll tidy you up down here. I'll make it look like you guys were never here.
I appreciate it.
Wonderful.
All right, well,
So you are a peach.
Thank you, Miss Rockwell. It's always a pleasure. You slip on out the door, and he makes his way around. He very earnestly is trying to tidy the place up and make it look like you were never here.
So yeah, walk up the stairs. I look at Roxy and John, and I say, "Why do I get the feeling that we are also due a visit to the Cuckoo House after this?"
yeah, been around there a few times. Not my favorite place.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, outside the doors, jackass.
Well, I've never been, and it sounds very intriguing to me.
Oh yes, your charm is sure to work over there as well. I'm sure. That's mighty interesting how you pulled that off. I'm quite impressed.
Pulled what off? As I'm looking over my shoulder, but I'm knocking on Jack's door with the other hand. Jack.
Make your way up, and so Jack's door is a cubicle. You just tum, as you rap on it.
It's just the desk.
Of
Just the
course.
desk.
An opening where the door should be.
He's not a significant enough journalist to have an office of his own. He works on the floor, and you rap on his desk, and as you do so, he's engaged heavily. Hasn't noticed your approach at all. In the middle of writing something down on just this. He's got like a small string board set up on the wall of his cubicle, just little tacks, driven in with lines of thread between them. And in the center is the Corbitt house.
Now that's why we've come. I'm gonna lean over his shoulder and push in the pin a little bit farther on the one that says Corbitt House. Right
Oh.
there.
Oh, hey, Jack Smith, and
How have you been?
I saw you talking to Artie downstairs. You're one of those rich dames, right?
Well, it's not very nice to talk about money, Mr. Smith.
Oh, I beg to differ.
Oh, well, I'm not razzing you. I'm not razzing you, miss. I just I notice things, details.
Do you? That's what I heard about you, Mr. Smith.
Oh yeah. So I won't talk about money with you, but Mister, you like it when people talk about money?
Me? Well, let me put it this way, John. What's your name again?
Jack, sir. Jack Smith.
Jack. Yes. Sam. So, how much do you make a week?
Enough to pay the bills.
Right, and that of course depends on the bills. So you can be straight with me. Is it like 100? I know that's probably way more, right?
He gulps. 100? No, sir. No. 12?
Right. Yes. So how would you like to make 50? With this week only.
Yeah. That'd be dandy. Right. What do you need?
Well, some information about what this lovely lady just pointed out. What can you tell us about it?
Oh, you're looking into the Corbitt house too?
Maybe. Money also buys you silence, of course.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can do that. Okay. Right, so, yeah, nothing going on over here. Just a bull session over here.
Down. Keep it down. Keep it down. You don't. Don't call attention to you. Come on, don't call attention to yourself. That's the first. What do they teach you out here anymore? All right, you gotta play it a little bit of cooler. People,
yeah.
Don't bring attention to yourself. Right. God.
Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry, boss. Yeah. Whatever you say. So, the Corbitt house. I've been looking into it for a little while. I gotta say, the place creeps me out. It's got all kinds of weird ties. There's I was looking around and I saw this weird symbol carved in it was like right in the entrance to the basement of the Corbitt house. It was like I sketched it out here.
And
he takes out just a little piece of paper and holds up this. It looks like 3 Ys end to end that form a triangle with an I in the center. And as you see it, Roxie, given your proclivities, you can roll an occult check for me.
Oh, that's an 86.
Okay. Would you like to push that, or are you okay with not knowing quite as much about it?
I would like to push it.
Push it.
Sounds good.
Why not? So just roll again then?
Why
roll again.
wouldn't you?
Okay, that's a 24.
24. All right. So looking back at, you do notice that you seem to have attracted a little bit of attention with Jack's outburst. There's journos looking back in your direction. It's not every day that Roxie Rockwell walks into a place, least of all with Lord Reginald Mattingly, the debonair Brit from out of town. Especially given what are you carrying around your elephant gun?
Yeah, we're in a newspaper after all.
You never know what kind of wild beasts you're going to encounter at the Boston Globe. So yes, the elephant gun in the room. As all of the journos are looking in your direction. John, I'd say since you clocked this pretty quickly, you realize that he's drawn some attention to you, and it looks like you might be interrupted in the middle of your investigation unless you do something. Giving Roxie a chance to take a look at this thing further.
All right, Reggie, you look around here. Reggie and I are actually going to go meet some of your colleagues. We'll give you a little time here. Reggie, come on. Let's go meet the locals.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if we must.
And I'm going to look for anybody who I recognize and basically like try to strike up a conversation and say, hey, my friend's just in town from out of town. Anyone? Yeah, he's got a whole. He's from Moldy Bread. It's a weird place over in Europe or something. And try to call attention as I walk away.
Yes, you see, I'm from the place of Bad Crumble in Britain.
Bad Crumble.
I do my shtick.
Go ahead and make a credit rating check at advantage.
God.
I think you almost can't fail that.
I just did on my first
God.
one. No,
yeah.
Rolled a 99
because John is talking you up.
Yeah, so the first one was a 99. The second one is a little better. It's a 23.
Oh yeah. The amount of interest that you gain, Lord Mattingly, the he of the extinction of the Black Rhino.
That very one, yes.
And so you are quizzed to the nines on every possible creature you've hunted, all of your journeys and expeditions. While back across the way, Roxie, Jack continues to show you everything that's going on, and you realize that this symbol, you've seen it before in some old tomes that you acquired. It is a symbol of domination. A spell that supposedly, according to these tomes, is capable of letting the caster take things over. Not just things, also, but people.
Jack, where did you see this again?
So I saw it. It was carved into the side of the basement. It was right by the door, leading down the stairs, and there was also there was this. I looked into it. I wanted to do my research. Apparently, it's really close to a symbol that was at this old church. I didn't want to go looking. I was kind of spooked, and it's a little bit far away.
What sort of church?
Close by? Place called the Chapel of Contemplation. It's it's not in good shape anymore, Miss Rockwell. It's pretty well ruined, actually. I sort of peeked in, but I couldn't see anything, so I didn't bother going in. But maybe you and your friends could go take a look.
And you saw the same symbol there, something that looked similar.
Yeah, I did.
But was it the same symbol, or was it just similar?
I think so. I didn't want to get too close. It gave me the heebie-jeebies. My head got all fuzzy and wonky, and I felt like I was I didn't know nothing from nothing anymore. I was worried. I didn't want to get too much closer than that.
Do you have a map of the city?
Oh, of course, Miss Rockwell.
Perfect. Let's take it out.
Yeah. And he unfolds it atop his already busy desk, just kind of putting it on top of other things.
All right, now mark on me there the Corbitt house, would you?
Of course. And he marks the Corbitt house on the map for you. It's actually already got a mark on his map. But the church does not yet.
And this is the church here.
Oh yeah, right here.
Okay, and we'll mark it down together. Can I borrow your map, Jack? I promise I'll bring it right back to you.
Miss Rockwell, for the amount your friends said, you can have the map. I can get a new one.
She'll roll it up. Thank you, and she'll boop him on the nose with it. You all right, Jack Smith?
Oh, thank you, Miss Rockwell. I try. One other thing. So I looked into the place. I did some poking around in the library. And I found out that the guy who built the house way back, um, he got sick right after building it and sold it to the guy whose name it's got now.
The guy whose name it's got now. Meaning the Corbitt?
Yeah, Mr. Walter Corbitt. You know, it's some old fella built the house and it just immediately keeled over and sold it off to Corbitt on the cheap too.
Hmm. All right. Thanks, Jack.
Of course. Happy to be of help.
And I will look over to see what sort of shenanigans are going on with my compatriots here.
Lord Mattingly, Lord Mattingly. What
There were
about the
33 of them standing around me, but
33?
Yes. But I managed to pull it off anyways, and we had a browsing good night. Yes.
You bumped them all off?
Well, but I had a little help with, Bertha here. Yes.
Bertha, you travel with a woman, Lord Mattingly? With a Dane?
No, of course not. No, that's my elephant rifle, like any good rifle.
Oh, okay, yeah, of course, Lord Mattingly. And John, you've easily been able to just slip off to the side and have like a cigarette or something.
Yeah.
Well, they have
leaning against the wall.
mobbed Lord Mattingly. So that's what you see when you look over, Roxy.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go down and join them, taking my map with me. Gentlemen, I think it's
Yes.
time we should let these poor journalists get back to their business.
He's getting to the best part. He was just surrounded by 33 of them.
33 what?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening. All right, I guess we can go.
Well, I imagine that's part 2 when we return, gentlemen. Can't keep a lady waiting.
Oh, and how? Yeah, of course. Miss Rockwell, there's a few tilted hats. People take them off in your direction, smile towards you. But nobody's gonna stop you. You guys, you rolled well enough on those checks that they will begrudgingly let you leave. There's a few questions they're throwing your way as you're going, but you're able to make your way back out onto the street, where Eustace is waiting.
Roxy, what'd you figure out?
So,
Well, I'll climb into the vehicle with the help of some gentlemen, I'm sure. And I'll unfurl that map on my lap and I will show them the 2 locations. Well, this here is the Corbitt house, and this here is a church. And you see this symbol here? And sort of sketched out to the side. Well, this symbol was found at both places.
why?
And as it turns out, well, I was just getting to that, Lord Mattingly. As it turns out,
Why?
oh, yes,
Go on, sorry.
that's correct. It's 3 Ys, making a
Had to be.
triangle with an eye in the middle. As it turns out, the person that built this house got very sick and sold it off to Mr. Corbitt right away after that.
It's interesting. So that happened right after construction, you say?
You learn anything about
That's what Jack told me.
what does the symbol mean? Is it just a weird like marker?
Well, according to my research, what does that symbol mean?
It's an old spell of domination.
Yes. It's an old spell of domination. It lets whoever writes it, inscribes it, have control over the premises.
Hmm.
You remember it then?
This is over at the church as well. You may want to.
Apparently, there's not much left of that church. But yeah, it's there on the map.
Is it on the way?
To the sanatorium?
Yeah, it's a church on the way to the Corbitt house.
Oh, to the Corbitt house. Okay. I wasn't sure if you guys were still also thinking about the sanatorium.
Yeah, we still have that.
It's still in the back of my mind.
On the back of your mind, yeah. The church is a little bit out of the way, but not wildly so. You could, you wouldn't have to like loop back around to visit both.
Well, what do you think? I think that church will be an interesting lead to see what that has, if that has any ties. Do want to visit the Cuckoo House at some point as well.
Well, yeah, I'd like to hear
How do
straight
you?
from.
And I wonder if anybody knows anything about this symbol there.
And they live there, they may have
Have a
seen it.
look.
But I mean, so far we got, one person says that they heard some cluttering or something, and they boarded up the windows, and then you got the newspaper talking about how a bunch of people got hurt there and different tragedies and all that over the course of like decades, mind you. Like bad stuff happens. Okay, it's a rough city, so until we talk to
Oh.
the Marcusios or whatever, I'm not really convinced in any of this. Could just be a
I forgot
wild
to
goose
tell
chase.
you. Audie told me that the bed chased him. Was it him? Someone. The bed chased someone. Something about the bed.
Bed chase someone.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean,
Now, see, in most places I visited where beds make noises aren't necessarily scary, but that might just be me.
there's no accounting for the amount someone's drinking, so probably just trips.
That might actually increase the amount of noise that's being made. Yeah. So,
Bad Crumble must be a very interesting place.
oh yes, like we have nothing to do over there, but so,
Hunt.
so where are we headed?
I suppose might as well talk to the Mercutios or Macarios or whatever the name is.
Let's go.
Jeeves to the
Right.
sanatorium.
Eustace, we need a visit to the sanatorium.
Very good, sir. I have taken the liberty of taking a taxi ride, and I have learned what Mr. Kane suggested I should do. The more appropriate style of driving for the local region.
There you go. We'll
Really?
make an American out of you yet, Eustace.
Very, very good, Mr. Kane. And Eustace will set off at a startlingly fast clip. As the car just lurches forwards, potentially even spilling some drinks. Maybe a little bit. As he takes
Can
the
I roll for
captain's
that?
lessons. Yeah, of course.
More
I would
like
say
it.
be a dexterity check. Yeah.
And how fitting. That's a 70. I'm not particularly dexterous.
Ice all over your legs. You don't know where he's acquired them. He's found a pair of goggles. Like the old like skull cap and like aviator goggles that he's using to drive.
Perfect. Yeah, leather gloves to match.
Yes, of course. It's a proper driving outfit. And he puts the pedal to the metal as the car shoots forward. This old Model T racing through the street. Well, I guess new Model T at the moment, racing through the streets as you are brought forwards towards the sanatorium.
Love it.
But before you arrive at the sanatorium, I think we will cut to our break. We'll take a short little reprieve, however long you guys usually do. 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes somewhere.
10, 15 minutes? All right. Then we'll see you after the break as our party of investigators arrives at the sanatorium to figure out.
We'll see you in a bit,
just
guys.
what's-
And if you want to check out Craig, the link is in the chat. I just shared it, but I'm going to drop it in again. Have a look over at his page. It's absolutely wonderful. See you in 10 minutes.
Bye.
All right.
Hello, everybody. Craig, it's all yours. Take it away.
Okay, sounds good. So, we catch back up to our party. Hello once again. As we left them off on the road, racing towards the Roxbury Sanitarium. Having spent the early hours of the day investigating at the Boston Globe, looking into old connections and relying on some wealth, on some appearance, and on, good old-fashioned gumshoery, they made their way forth, discovering some interesting tidbits about this supposedly haunted place, the Corbitt House. And now, racing towards the sanitarium, they hope to investigate what has happened to the Macarios, the last family that inhabited this house. As you pull forth, Eustace takes you up the winding path towards the Roxbury Sanitarium. It is a little bit removed from the rest of the town, left far enough away that you don't have to worry about bumping into anything from it. in your day-to-day. That would simply not do, after all. It is a stark, white-walled place with a number of uniformed employees out front. And as your car pulls up, there's some looks shot in your direction. You do not look like the standard visitors to a place like this. As Eustace opens your doors and helps first Miss Rockwell and then Lord Mattingly out of the side of the car, and will open your door, John, but not help you out.
I got legs.
He figures. He tips his leather cap in your direction as thanks for the information you gave him before. But either way, looks are shot in your direction by the staff. Nobody says anything, but as you make your way up the front steps towards the doors, one of them will call out inquisitively, "Hey, you got friends inside?"
Yes, Dr. Reginald Mattingly here. I'm visiting on behalf of some out-of-town family members. We're here for the family of Macarios. Yes.
Oh, you're looking for them.
Yes,
Dr. Mattingly?
Yes, I'm a medical specialist here. I'm willing to confer with some of my colleagues on their situation.
You don't look like any doc I've ever seen.
That might be because, I come from this quaint little town of Bad Crumble in Britain, and different place, different style, of course.
Bad Crumble?
Yes, in the United Kingdom.
Yeah. Back in Angleland over there. Roll a credit check for me.
That's a 61, but I still believe I succeed that.
You have like a 90, I think, in credit, right?
Yeah, I do.
It's almost, almost impossible. He looks at you, he's like, "Yeah, all right, you talk like a doc. Yeah, okay. Go on in." And he opens the door for you. And inside, it has that smell of disinfectant and the off-white glow that makes these facilities just so much less pleasant than you would like them to be. Now, it seems like a place like this should be carpeted floors, soft music, plants, but no, it is stark, austere. Not a place for people to recover. The front desk is manned by this anxious-looking, middle-aged man. He looks up at your approach and calls out, "And who are you visiting?"
The Macarios family, please.
Macarios, yes. Right, then just down the hall to the side, up the stairs, and the first door on your right. If you're looking for Vittorio, if you'd like to speak to Gabriella, then it will be the first door on your left.
Right, yes, of course. Split, yes, I understand. Jolly good. Thank you. Wonderful. Shall we?
Of course, Doctor. Lead the
Yes.
way.
Yeah, doctor.
As we move away from that, I just lower my voice a little bit and do you want to visit the lady or the gentleman first?
There's only two of them? I thought there might be more. Family.
Maybe they've died off.
Well,
Place like this
John,
would.
you could always split up. I know it's the sacred goat of D&D, but in Call of Cthulhu and many other systems, splitting up is a very valid choice. You could go investigate and try and look for any information on where these two other boys might have wound up, if Lord Mattingly and Roxie want to slip on, or Lord Mattingly, Dr. Mattingly, you could go on by yourself while John and Roxie look for further information.
What we could do is, Roxy, you go ahead and talk to the lady. I talk to the gentleman, and then, John, you have a look for some archives of records or something.
Yeah, I'll snoop around. This place gives me the heebie-jeebies.
They're just people, detective, just
Yeah.
like you and me.
It's not the people that
Yes.
gives it to me. It's the place. The place makes
Yeah,
them,
there's a reason why they called it an insanatorium, right?
something like that. This place makes the last jailhouse and look like a motel. All right.
Yes.
Hey, Roxy, do me a favor. Be careful. Don't get too close, just in case. Some people, they get a little cooped up. They snap. So,
Detective, are you worried for my safety?
well, I'm worried that something might come back to me if you get harm done in my, company.
That's very sweet of you. I'll be fine. Don't you worry about me.
Dr. Mattingly, does he still have his gun with him? Yes. Yeah, sometimes you need to put down one or two of these patients. No.
See, in Britain, in Bad Crumble, we do things a little differently.
there's a new doctor over there making waves, Dr. Kevorkian, I think.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Okay. So
Yes.
you three of you split up, as well, sort of. As Dr. Mattingly and Roxy, you slip upstairs. There is a guard waiting outside who's happy to let each of you in, keeping an eye on things from the sides. While John, you go looking for some sort of archives.
Just wandering around, looking like trying to look like I'm, I was let in, so I belong here.
Of course, yeah. So as you slip onwards, John, I think go ahead and give me a. Ooh, you're not really disguised. You're just trying to act like you belong here. Go ahead and give me. I would take either a intimidate check to just stink eye anybody who looks at you funny, or a spot hidden check if you're more, if you just want to find it and get in and get out.
I'm willing to be looking around for a little while, so I'm gonna look intimidating. Like you don't want to ask me a question. You don't want to ask me why I'm here.
Yeah, I've got this clipboard. I belong here.
Right. So I got a 50 with the zero. So I imagine that's a 60. That ties.
No, that's 50.
Oh, 50. Okay, good. Whew.
Yeah, because there's no other way to roll it, right?
Okay, good.
Yeah. So
deal with the zero.
Yeah, you got it. 50. So you push onwards, glaring at anybody who dares look sideways at you. And before long, you find yourself having made your way deeper into the facilities, into like the staff-only areas away from where the patients reside. And there is a record storage label above a nearby door.
Like see the door, look around, and if there's like any patrols or any doctors or anything, I'm gonna wait until they're looking the other way and then just sort of like kick the door back in.
All right, you the door back in and slip inside. It's much like the records room at the Globe, if cleaner.
I'm just gonna start thumbing through looking for Marcarios, and the good Dr. Mattingly taught me about looking things up alphabetically. So I'm looking for M's.
You're looking for M's? I would say that on your behalf, Lord Mattingly, you can roll a library use check, having taught your companion a little bit about how to look through the records halls.
Well, I might have taught him something, but I don't think much of that is stuck. I got a 60.
A 60. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
So when there was two of you and you had assistance, it was a lot easier. John, you were coming up dry. You could push your luck, but as you look around this place, you have a strange sensation. The hair on the back of your neck is standing up.
I'm gonna reach in my pocket and just put my hand on the butt of my revolver, and just know that it's there. Sort of like look around a little bit. Is there any paintings or anything look out of place? Because everywhere else has been austere and completely devoid of decoration.
It is the only thing that is decorative in this room is there is a portrait of Jean Roxbury. the person who founded, who paid for the founding of this place.
Place doesn't feel right. I'll look up the portrait and just rich people in their buildings. Look around a little bit more and just does anything is anything seem like it's giving me this odd feeling, or is it just being in this building and where this all is?
You look around and try and figure out precisely what it is, and go ahead and give me a spot hidden check.
Alrighty. I got a 69. Yeah.
Okay. You are unable to find whatever the source of it is, and the feeling is only growing more intense. You could look around trying to find further information, but you understand now what the journalists were saying when they said this whole affair gives them the heebie-jeebies. The hair on the back of your neck is standing up. At this point now, there is like a faint current in the room, it feels like, and a chill.
I'm gonna, this ain't get me anywhere. I'm gonna step outside and I'm gonna look around for someone who looks like they're not a guard but like a doctor, and relatively meek.
All right. You start looking around trying to find somebody, and we are going to slide back through the hallways of the sanitarium, up the stairs, towards where Lord Mattingly and Miss Rockwell have now reached the rooms of the two Macarios, Vittorio and Gabriella.
Shame that they had to be split up, right? If only you have each other, not even that.
Very sad. This whole place is very sad.
I like things clean, but this is a bit much, even for my standards. Yes.
Lord Mattingly.
Yes.
Perhaps we could be a bit tender when talking to them. Seems to me they probably had a really hard time.
What do you suggest?
Well, just, kindness. Rather than curiosity, I guess. Let's lead with kindness. Sympathy, empathy for their situation.
Yes. Well, perhaps you might have a point. You do seem to have a way with people, I've noticed. Why not?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So are we standing outside the room now?
Yeah, it's two separate rooms across from one another.
Mm.
And the guard will explain, having heard your conversation, we do let them get together, usually back down during open hours, but he leans in towards both of you. That one, pointing his thumb over towards Vittorio's room, he's really not all there. We got him properly restrained, so you're in no danger, but just don't get too close.
Duly noted. All right, Constable, please open up the doors so we can have our conversation, please.
And you're going in into both rooms at the same time? You're splitting up?
I imagine so.
Yep.
Or not?
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay. So he opens up both doors, just one after another, doing Gabriella's first, to make sure that Miss Macario is all right. Just a dum. Miss Macario, you got a visitor. And then on the other side, Vittorio, settle down. As he opens the door, it takes him a moment to calm Vittorio down, to get the next room open. As Roxie, you slip in. Inside is a woman who grew old before her time. Gabriella does not look to be in particularly great shape. She is a dark-haired, youngish woman, you'd say, probably in her early 30s, but the lines on her face, the worries, she does not look to be that young. There's this dichotomy in her appearance. I do not know you. Who are you? You are
Oh,
not one of the lawyers, are you?
no, Gabriella. I'm just. You don't know me. I'm Roxy. uh, I'm just here to visit.
What are you visiting? Why are you visiting? What is going
Well,
on?
I don't mean to upset you. I'm not here to hurt you or anything. I just, I want to help people, and I think you can help me help people.
Are my boys okay?
Well, there's been some activity at the Corbitt house.
Oh, Santa Maria. Of course. You wish to know more about the house.
Yes, can you help me? Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, I will tell you a little, but I have talked about it so much already. I do not wish to talk more. You can tell she's fairly agitated. Roll a charm check to see if your tone and voice calm her down.
That is a 63.
Then you've got 75, I think, right? Yeah, that'll do. Okay.
Yeah.
So, she calms down a little, enough to answer your questions, her breath slowing. What do you want to know?
Well, do you... I hate to upset you, so please just tell me if I do, and then I'll stop asking you. All right? Does that sound like a deal?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Oh, all right. Good. Well, it's just that this symbol of a triangle with an eye in it.
Oh, yes. We tried covering it up, but every time we did, it came back the next morning. I did not know what was wrong with it. I thought maybe it was a prank that the children were playing, but it kept coming back again and again.
Maybe we should go about this a different way. Is there something that you can tell me? Maybe something you haven't told other people that'll help me save anyone else from getting harmed by this house.
You are trying to fix the house? You should burn it all down, destroy it. It is a cursed place.
Uh-huh.
Why do you
Well,
not believe me when I talk about it?
I do, Gabriella. I do. I believe you.
Okay. There is a presence in the house. An evil presence. Sometimes I wake up when I was there and I feel it leaning over me. It is like it is looking at me. And we hear bangs from the guest room. Things slide around, knock over, plates break.
It's haunted.
It is cursed, miss.
Do you know who cursed it?
Roll another charm check for me. This one's going to be a hard check as she's starting to get more and more agitated. So you need to get half.
I rolled a 40. So
That is not enough, I'm afraid. You got to get it's like a 33, I think, for you for charm for a hard
Mhm.
check.
Yeah.
So it's charming, but she looks back and she says, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot."
No, Gabriella, it's all right. You don't have to
cannot.
talk about it. No, don't worry. You've been more than helpful already. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be all right.
My boys are okay.
Well, as it happens, my friends are talking to you boys right now.
They are fine? My cousin's watching them?
Your cousins?
Yes, the boys were sent to my cousins. Your friends are
Oh.
in Baltimore?
Well, Gabriella, I have to be honest with you. I don't know anything about that.
Oh, my boys. My boys.
No, but I'm sure they're fine.
And despite your sweet words and your soothing tone, it is clear that she is becoming agitated and is losing coherence.
I'm so sorry that I interrupted you, Gabriella. But you know what? I just remembered your boys are fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. It's great, and I'm gonna back out of the room.
All right. You back out of the room after Lord Mattingly has been brought into Vittorio. And Lord Mattingly, he is quite mad. Vittorio is like rocking back and forth in the corner of the room. He's got a Bible that he is clutching to his chest. His hair, it looks like there's been like some effort to take care of him. It's been kept relatively short, but he's twitchy. His eyes are red-rimmed, dark circles underneath them. And he does not meet your eyes. He refuses to meet your eyes. He is rocking back and forth in the corner of the room.
And he's restrained, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
Okay. I step into the room and I look his way, even though his eyes aren't meeting mine. I say, well, hello there, Vittorio, is it? My name is Reginald Mattingly. I'm afraid I have a bit of news for you. Yes. It has come to my attention that you are the previous owner of the Corbitt house. And unfortunately, something has trespassed over there. We need to inquire about the happenings before, so that's why I'm here. Now, obviously, you wish to help me, right?
Go ahead and roll a persuade check for me. Your credit rating will benefit you not in this scenario.
I figured as much. That's a 45, so I don't think I got that.
Yeah, you have pretty decent persuade, I think, right? But well, you've 60, Lord Mattingly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
there we go.
One of your better skills, in fact, because persuade is not charm, right? It is more of like a logical, like this isn't your best interest. Here is what you should do to help me.
Yes.
So you talk it through, and he looks up towards you and he points to the book, to the Bible. He's holding.
Yes.
But his own weapon is the devil defied.
You see, the devil is just a children's story. I'm sure you know, right?
Looks back towards you, his eyes wide, and he meets your stare. I have seen him. Do not tell me he is not real. I have seen him.
He's not real. I do this purposely.
I have seen him in the basement, in the walls. He is there. He is there. He is there. And he starts screaming and repeating this again and again, his voice getting progressively louder.
And I keep a very low tone and I say, and that must be the reason why you're here, aren't you? You haven't seen a thing, haven't you?
I have seen him. I have seen him. By his own weapon, by his own blade is the devil defied.
And what would that look like?
Roll a persuade check for me. Once again.
That is 16.
Well, it was going to be a hard check, so a 16 is a success in that case. It is a old blade. Old blade. Biblical. Red like his skin.
Mm-hmm. Any markings on it?
I've no, and he lunges forwards in your direction, but his restraints catch him, and he looks towards you, and he is going to throw the Bible at you,
Cool.
whipping it in your direction. You can make a dodge check if you want to try and dodge out of the way.
No, I will stand there like a true gentleman and take it square in the face.
Take it square in the jaw. You can take 1 point of damage as he whips the Bible at you.
Sure. It'll just plop
right
against
off.
my face, and I'll just look down at it and then look at him and be like, well, I imagine if anything, I could not fault you for being such a staunch believer. You are very worked up about this. You care, don't you?
Destroy him. Destroy the devil. And the blood in the walls. I hear him. And he is going to just move back to the corner of the room and refuse to say anything further.
All right. I pick up the Bible and I take it with me.
Sure. There is a passage that he has scrawled his own words onto, and it is repeated again. By his own weapon is the devil defied.
Okay.
And with that knowledge, you slip back out. The guard locks the door behind each of you as you make your way back out into the hallway. Sparing a couple of glances through, he thumps the doors. Quiet down in there! Doc, I hope you found what you were looking for.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he gave me a little gift for my services. Very kind.
Of course, yeah. He doesn't say a thing about the Bible.
How did you fare, Roxy?
Just fine. Gabriella, she's a little cold. So, would you be a dear and get her another blanket for me?
You saying this to the guard?
Yes.
I hope so.
The guard nods. Yeah, I'm not supposed to leave this spot, though, Miss Rockwell. It's important.
Well, when the next time you can leave, then maybe you'd go pick her up just a nice warm blanket where she could be a little more comfortable in there. I'd take it as a personal favor.
All right, miss. I'll get a blanket for her as soon as I can take a break.
You promise?
He looks back towards you. He nods. Cross my heart.
All right, I'll hold you to that.
He smiles back towards you. And we slip back down the stairs towards where John Kane has found somebody that matches the description that he was looking for. John, not a guard, a attendant, making his way through the halls.
Hey, what's your name, kid?
What? Oh, are you one of the new hires? The uniforms are just in the back.
I'm just gonna stare at him. I said, what's your name, kid?
Norman?
Norman. My name's John. I'm hey, with a doctor friend of mine looking around, talk to the Macarios. See, I can't find the whole family. Nobody's been telling me anything.
Oh.
Where would these guys be?
Oh, you're looking for the kids?
Sure. I think Vittorio and the other one upstairs. Where's the rest of them?
Vittorio and Gabriella are upstairs. We've got we don't have the kids. They're not here. They're with a cousin in Baltimore. But we got records of them. I can show you if you'd like.
Sure. Hey, tell me, why you guys make a place like this? Like this, the bug house, yeah, but I mean, you bring a sane person in here, they'll wind up belonging in here after enough time. You get my meaning?
Oh, well, I don't know much about that, Mister. I just I just change the sheets and the bedpans, and I take care of folks. Um, I don't know much about mental health stuff.
Hmm. Anyway, take me to the records. I'm gonna act like I haven't already been in the records room.
Sure, sounds good. He will take you in there, leading you onwards. And he seems a little agitated as he steps in, but the sensation on the back of your neck, it's not quite as bad with him in there as well. And with his assistance, as you begin to look around, you can roll a spot hidden. I'd say a spot hidden check with advantage.
Okay. I got a 37 on my first roll, so just to I guess see if I get anything. Nope, 65 on the second.
Sounds good. 37. Yeah, he'll take you in and he'll show you the records that indicate that, yeah, sure enough, their kids are fine. They're probably traumatized from the experience, but they are otherwise in good health, and being taken care of by relatives in Baltimore. However, it does indicate in the records that the children were found in the basement. That they were down there for some reason, scrabbling at the walls.
Does it sound like they were scrawling something, or like they were trying to go through it, like through the walls and scratching, or does it indicate that?
From the description that is given, this is, I would say, it's a possibility that might have been noted. Roll a luck check for me.
Alrighty. That's gonna be 75.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. It really could be either way. You'd figure that if there's anything written, though, you'd probably be able to find out, like just by going there and taking a look. But the records don't indicate whether anything was written down.
Thank you very much, Norman. Appreciate your assistance. This place ever get to you? Like, you feel a feeling like just a chill?
Oh, it's an odd place, Mister. I try not to let it get to me, but I don't like walking around alone in this part of the building.
You ever hear any stories?
Yeah. They say that you stick around here late at night, you work in the night shift, that you hear things. And I don't just mean the people. I mean things. Sometimes stuff moves around. Of course, they say it's just, somebody else moved it, but I don't believe that. I don't. I think there's something else going on.
That's just been...
Especially...
Go on.
Oh, especially this records room. I don't know what it is, but there's something. There's something. When you mentioned the Macarios, I knew right away. It seems like their file is... It's too easy to find every time.
Not that easy. I mean, never mind.
Oh, yeah, of course. All right. And he says, I gotta get back to my shift, though.
Yeah. Hey, one last thing. These stories, these sounds that you've been hearing, has that been ever since place got built, or it started at a specific time?
I haven't been here since for that long. Only a couple of years. It's been around for a while. They say that the old guy who made the place, he was friends with some weird folks in town, though.
Yeah, okay. I'll look into it. Thanks very much, Norman. You have a good one.
Of course, yeah. You
Stay
too.
safe.
Thanks, mister. And he'll slip back out and make his way down the hall. And John, you're not certain that you'll be able to find anything else in this area unless you want to do one last sweep of the records room.
I'm going to head back to where I left my partners.
Yeah, coming down the stairs at this point, the three of you meet back up in the lobby of the sanitarium.
What'd they say?
One would feel some sympathy for these people. Something about the devil. So,
I just met Gabriella and she asked about boys and she said the house was there was something there, but it seems like it's haunted by her account.
Tell you anything about the kids?
Did you tell me anything about the kids? That's such a good question. I don't think so. Did I ask anything about the kids?
You didn't ask anything about the kids. She asked
Right.
you about the kids, and you lied and said, "Yeah, they're fine."
Yeah,
Without knowing anything.
I think she did say
Yeah.
something about Baltimore.
She did say they were in Baltimore. Yes.
The kids are in Baltimore. That's all I
Yeah.
got. To be honest with you, I was really uncomfortable, and I just wanted to get out of there. So
yes. This Vittorio fellow, very, very aggressive, unfortunately. I get it. If you locked in a room like that for so long. Threw his Bible at me. There's some scribbling in here. Something about the devil's weapon. And, yeah, it reeks of occult. Speaking of which, that's your forte, isn't it, Roxy? Do you make anything of this?
well, the devil's not necessarily my specialty, but given this symbol we found, that was found at the house and also at church, I would say there's definitely something happening here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not sure how
And
it connects though to the devil.
at a
Exactly.
cursory glance, like I'm not going to thumb through the entire Bible, but at a cursory glance, is that symbol found anywhere on that Bible?
The symbol has been written in the Bible. Yes.
Ah,
And it's
interesting.
described as the devil's work.
Hmm.
yeah. While I was looking for records, I happened to come across a picture of what looked to be your father. Anything about your dad's connection to this place, Roxy?
My father? That's absurd. What do you mean?
Only some connections to this place, apparently. And one of the wards around here says that the guy who built it has some connections to some pretty weird people.
Daddy gives money to all sorts of people. He's a bleeding heart. That's what we say in the South. Who knows who exactly he's giving money to around here? It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, seems like some strange things are happening here that we've been hearing about in our other place. Things moving, sounds late at night, people feeling uncomfortable when they're walking alone.
Detective Kane, if I didn't know better, I would have think you were accusing me of something.
Not necessarily you, but I don't know what your connection is to your father, how close you are, what you're involved with. But I'm just saying the facts are lining up. So,
Well,
I'm not making any judgments. I'm not making any accusations. I'm just lining up some pieces. I'm letting you know, keeping you in the know of what I know.
isn't that sweet of you? We can learn a
And for
lot
this
from
house-
this one, Lord Mattingly.
Yes.
All
But
right.
for this house, there must be a logical explanation what's happening here. Like, I understand the occult is a rather interesting topic, but I mean, things moving doesn't happen on its own.
I'd like to look
Oh,
around
you're a
the...
non-believer.
I'd prefer to see things before I believe them.
Are you a religious man, Lord Mattingly?
Do you know how much the church makes a year? Yes, I'm a religious man. I'm well invested in the church.
Well, couldn't get away with saying that down south. We call that blasphemy.
Oh, really? I call it business.
Hmm.
As you banter back and forth, figuring that there's little left to discover here, you make your way back out towards the street.
On the front area, I'm gonna just do a quick look around just to see if I see that symbol anywhere carved onto the side of the entryway
Sure.
around it.
Point.
Go ahead and make a spot hidden check for me.
Alrighty. 64. So I think I'm just
64.
by a little bit.
Yeah, you look around and you're not certain. You know, if you spent more time here, possibly, if you wanted to look around for a little bit longer, but at a glance, you don't notice anything of note.
I don't know anything about the devil's connection to this, but he did say in the file that the kids were found in the basement doing something with the walls. So that's something to look into, I think.
Maybe it's time we went ahead and took a look at this house with our own eyes.
I think that might be
Yes.
wise.
Maybe it's just a rats and bats moving things around there, and this is all just a big story.
It could be.
Shall we onwards then, my lord?
Oh yes, I'd love to see this house.
Eustace will fire up the Model T and take you onwards. You drive through the streets of Boston, making your way through and down until at last the car pulls up and comes to a puttering stop outside of a very odd looking place. It is a house in the midst of a business district. It seems that every other residence in this area has long ago been torn down and replaced by businesses and even by these taller, newer office buildings. The brick building in the center it almost retreats between the buildings. There are enormous plantings and just this overgrown garden on either side. And it seems to recoil into the shadows, blank curtained windows hiding anything that might be inside.
Now I see a business opportunity when I see one. Could you imagine buying this plot of land and developing it into something more useful? I have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, the insurance claims alone would keep the government in business for years.
Oh yes.
Hmm.
Yes,
Inside then, I imagine, or do you want to do a quick sweep of the surroundings?
I'd like to
Constable?
see this symbol that what's it, the Jack guy found on the side of the place.
That was near the basement, wasn't it?
I believe that's what he said.
All right, well, yes,
Yeah, it was in the side door, like by the base. Well, sorry, it was carved into the side wall on the way down into the basement. So,
okay.
yeah.
After you, detective.
Well, just in case, he's gonna pull out his sidearm, make sure it's loaded. Yeah. Got anything? You don't know if there's squatters or anyone in there who might want to defend their territory. Anyone? Are you ready for this?
You need for
Roxy?
search warrant?
Search warrant. Yeah, they'll definitely listen to me if I had a search warrant. I 100%.
I'm just pulling your leg, Constable.
Yeah. Constable. That's rich. All right.
No, you're mistaken. I'm rich.
As you stroll forward, Roxy, while the two of them talk back and forth, you hear from inside the house. It sounds like it's coming from upstairs.
I suppose y'all both heard that as well.
Heard what? Him jawing on about he's
What?
rich?
No, she just wants to show off her new shoes, I imagine. That was you, right?
Did we hear it?
I don't think. Am I the only one that heard it, or did the other two hear it as well?
Yeah,
I'm
they
the only
were
one.
they were chatting away, and so as you were just quietly standing to the side, you heard
Then I
that.
didn't say that.
No, it sounded like a lady, or at least someone in lady shoes walking around upstairs.
It's very possible we're not alone. Let me handle this. And I'm gonna walk up and bang on the door and yell, "Detective business, open up!" Is there like a window or any way to look in?
There are windows. They are all curtained. You were given keys when you took this job.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna look
you
at
do
him
have a way
looking
in.
at the window, and I'm just gonna turn the door, the handle of the door, and just open it up. Detective, this might not be by the book, but I think it could be easier than climbing through that window.
I'm not going through the window. I was just seeing if I could see any movement inside. You don't know what was in
Oh.
there or what's in there.
Right. Sure.
I
After
mean,
you.
I've known a lot of places got a pretty big rat problem, so gotta watch out.
Rat problem.
Yeah, ankle
Right.
biters.
So this is the layout that you're looking at of the place. Like I said, a long row house. You come in from the left-hand side of the ground floor. As the door creaks open, just to... You take a careful look around, poke your head inside, and slip in.
I imagine it's caked in dust, right? Like this place hasn't been looked after.
A fair amount. Yeah. It seems like there has been very little work putting into tidying up this place anytime recently.
Does it have electrical systems? Does it look like it has any lights?
It does, yes.
I'm gonna test the switch, see if anything happens.
As the light bulbs above slowly take a second, but do hum to life, illuminating the interior.
Well,
Yay for
If-
technology.
if there's anyone in here, they know we're here now. Let's
You mean the rats, Detective?
go.
Did you hear that?
Sounds like there was a thump from upstairs.
Now, see,
Almost
that
right
sounds
after
like
the lights on.
That might be that bed that they were talking about. Yes. It was a rather slow rhythm, though, but
Well,
Well, Lord Mattingly, perhaps you should lead us upstairs then. The bed does seem to be your area of expertise.
quite so. Right on then. I take my cane out and I start walking with my cane rather than just by myself.
Yeah, just clack, clack as the cane thumps on the ground.
Yep.
I imagine it's like nicely tipped with metal.
Oh yes, like it's got like a golden eagle at the top, and like
Of
the
course.
tip of it is also just like gold. Yeah.
Yes. You lead the party onwards, carefully making your way through, picking your way past storage rooms, a mud room off to one side, a living room.
I'm gonna watch for
It's,
movement as we walk through, just looking through the doorways, just to see if anything jumps out.
Nothing jumps out. As you look around, you do hear a squeak of floorboards from upstairs. The rooms are filled with boxes and junk, old bicycles, and the reason that you couldn't see through the windows properly, you realize now, is because they are all boarded up.
Well,
There's-
bicycles
Mhm.
must be Dutch.
Sure. Maybe they got some fresh cheeses for us.
I
There
would
is
imagine they'd be
rotting
long gone by
food.
now.
Rotting food in the kitchen. 3 places have been put in the dining room, set and unused, and scraps of rice soup rot in a tureen.
You.
Hang on.
Ugh.
There's 3 places set. Wasn't it a 4-person family? Those last year?
2 children.
5, actually.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah, you think back and... Oh, no, sorry, that was the family before. No, 4, you're correct.
I'm gonna look around just for.
Jeez.
You said there was caked in dust. I'm gonna look for any scrape marks or steps in the dust or anything that looks like it's been moved over the years.
You look around the place, and as you do so, directly above you, dust thumps down onto the top of your hat, as once again, now from directly overhead this time, there is no sign of any movement inside the kitchen.
Well, whatever it might be, it really wants our attention. Might as well give it to them, right?
Let's do it. I'll take point. You got he goes, you got that fancy rifle, you may want to have it out just in case.
Yes. Roxy, you go in between us just in case.
Don't mind if I do.
Do you have anything to protect you with in case the need arises?
Me? Well, perhaps I can think of something in time of need.
You ever use
For
one
now,
of
I'll
these?
just rely on my smile.
He pulls out a pair of brass knuckles. You ever use one of these?
I fear it would fray my gloves, Mr. Kane.
All right. I'll put it away.
Right
Shall we?
then. Good show.
Start walking
Move up.
upstairs.
You slip on upstairs. As you do so, you pass by the entrance to the basement. The stairs leading up on one side, the stairs leading down on the other.
Going up.
And you wind up the stairs. The first room on your left seems to be the room where the noise was coming from. A spare bedroom, most likely. It contains a bed frame with bare bed springs and a dresser. It is in rough shape, although a little bit less dusty than the other places you've encountered.
See, what had I told you? There's nothing here. It's probably just a bunch of ferrets or something in this closet here. And I'll just walk over there and open it.
You step inside the room, just walk in.
Oh,
You hear
yes.
some
Oh,
strange
yes.
scra-
Like, I'm not afraid of this.
You hear some strange scratching coming from the window, just like against the side of the window. And you open the dresser and there's nothing there.
I seem to
Or not.
recall, Lord Mattingly, didn't you tell us that about some sort of a weapon? Not your weapon. Nothing about Bad Crumble. Also, please. But a weapon pertaining to this house.
Yes, this Vittorio gentleman, he said that there was this reddish sword handled by the devil himself, and I haven't seen anything like that just yet, but yes, he mentioned a sword of sorts, a very old one.
It looks like there's some strange buildup by the window. Like a bit of liquid along it. You hear another coming from the direction of the frame.
I'm gonna walk over to it and just investigate, holding my gun the whole time, and
Sure.
looking around.
You make your way over
Termites.
towards the window to investigate it, and as you look down, you realize that's blood. Make a spot hidden roll.
Termite blood.
And that is a 98.
As you watch, inside the room as well, Lord Mattingly, you can make a hard spot hidden roll.
That is a 94.
Before
I'm
your
oblivious.
eyes, with a loud thump, the bed rises up and launches itself towards the detective investigating the window. It throws itself forwards, and you need to make a hard dodge roll, detective.
Alrighty. 78. So I'm not dodging that. I'm very invested.
You are
invested.
hit by the bed, and it sends you flying through the window, crashing out into the street below. And you take
Son of a bitch!
6 points of damage.
Ah. Oh.
You crash
What
down
on
to the
earth did
ground
you just
below.
do, John?
And he is badly hurt since you take that much damage in a single blow.
Wow.
As you land down. I mean, looking at your hit points, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure for you. I think that's probably about half of your HP.
That's about half. Yeah, a little under half.
Okay.
One under.
Okay, so as you take that much damage in a single blow, you find yourself on the ground. Roll a Constitution check for me.
Okay. Oh, come on. 81.
Okay. You can push it if you would like.
I'm gonna push it. I gotta.
You feel like
70
you're
Constitution.
Like, oh fucking.
I'm gonna use different die for this one. Different dice.
Sure.
All right. I got this one. I got a 19.
Okay.
19 out of 70.
You avoid falling unconscious as you hit the ground.
Good.
But you have suffered a major wound.
Son of
having
bitch.
Having taken half of your hit points in a single blow. And until you get some first aid, you are gonna keep bleeding.
All right.
I'm gonna inch over to the window. Detective, still think that's a rat
What?
that did that.
God damn it!
You can
Is the
see
car
he's
still
lying
here?
in a pool of. The car is still here. He's lying in a pool of blood. There's glass shards everywhere, and the bed has just thumped back down onto its side.
Yeah.
All right.
Eustace!
I resist the urge. I resist the urge to say that the detective got framed.
See, I was gonna say.
Over to the window.
I was gonna say in the Corbitt house, Sack hits you. But anyway.
Now, since both Reginald and Roxie, you witnessed this, even though you weren't hit, both of you need to make a sanity check.
Ooh.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
That's a 23 for me.
Oh, it's 19 for me.
So you both pass. Each of you loses 1 point of sanity.
Fair enough. Flying beds. What is this nonsense?
So I'm gonna yell,
Probably
Eustace!
trap.
Yes, Mr. Kane. What can I do for you, sir?
Give me some of that alcohol and give me a rag. Something to.
Of course. Right away, sir. Did you intend? Is this an American
Now,
custom?
Eustace!
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. And he comes out. And Reginald, roll a luck check.
I don't want this to be on me. 43.
Okay, he comes out. He's not carrying the good brandy.
Okay. Oh yeah, I don't care what brand.
He's got some of the hooch. He's not using your good stuff. He's not using your good stuff for this. He comes out with the hooch and a rag.
So I'm gonna pour a little bit of the hooch on the wound. Son of a bitch! And then I'm gonna use the rag to tie off whatever, compression over it.
Okay,
if I can.
That's a smart way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, make a first aid check at double advantage.
Ooh, okay. Right, I'm just I don't know what I got. Just 47 for my first roll. I don't see first aid on.
It's top. Wait, here. It's middle left. So it's under fast talk. You've got 30.
Okay, so I got 47 on the first roll, 91 on my second roll. You said double advantage?
Yeah. So one more time.
Okay. At 48. So nope.
Fucking God, you're still bleeding. You're not gonna bleed like frequently, but every hour you're gonna take a point of damage until you get this taken care of.
All right.
So you can
stabilize it for now.
It'll keep you like stable for now. Yeah, like you're not in danger of bleeding out, but you're gonna need somebody to take a look at you.
All right, I'm gonna get up and thanks, Eustace. This was good thinking. Good work. I'm gonna walk back up to there where they are.
I think
Assuming
at this point, I will have pulled Roxie at least into the hallway just to be sure.
Okay.
Oh my.
Sorry, miss. It's just for your own safety.
Well, I do like safety, Lord.
Yes, so do I.
All right. Who threw that bed? What was that? What happened?
Well, I'm not sure, but apparently not the ferrets that I thought.
I think it's time for the two of you to start realizing there's more going on in this house than just rats and ferrets. Can we all agree on that? Because you might be making the whatever it is here pretty mad.
Now, listen, Roxy, I know that there's more to what goes on out there than rats and ferrets. I get it. But sometimes people overinflate things, and God damn it, I haven't seen anything like this. He's gonna go in and just look over the bed again and just look around it, just Nothing. Keeping his
You look
distance
around.
a little bit from the bed.
There's some clear there, there was blood on the windowsill. It's not there anymore. There's a faint stain, but there's no blood left.
So where the bed was, I want to like poke the ground with my cane because I'm still fully convinced this is a trap of sorts. This is not a cult.
You poke around and investigating it thoroughly, you can make a spot hidden check.
That would be a 56. Which
You don't
make it.
find anything.
Nope.
You don't think there's anything here to find. You tap around a good amount with the cane, and the floor. I mean, it's you're on the second floor, so it's thump 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 underneath, but it doesn't seem to be anything hidden in the floor.
Strange.
All right, well,
Over the last like 10 minutes since John flew outside, have we heard anything? Like it's been silent ever since, right? Other than his cursing.
Yes. So you haven't heard any thumps since then.
all right, well, let's see the basement.
It's this symbol that you were asking about, Mr. Kane. It's a symbol one inscribes when they want to take over something. They want to dominate it. Do you understand?
Yes, yeah, I've. There's all kinds of people in the world. There's all kinds of, there's some people who will whack jobs who think, yeah, well, I can doodle on something, scribble on something, it'll happen. And there's others that know something a little bit more. Something.
Well, this is not the kind of symbol that one inscribes in a place that they're just going to welcome strangers with open arms. So, I think we should be careful. That gun is very impressive, but I don't think it's going to be useful here.
Not here, not necessarily, but someone scratched that symbol in. And they may not take kindly to strangers, but let's go make friends.
Okay.
I'm gonna barrel downstairs towards the basement.
Sounds good. You pass by the symbol carved into the frame of the basement door. And you begin to make your way downstairs.
I'm gonna stop at the symbol, and I assume that the rest of everyone is with me. Look back at them. I'm just gonna take my gun and try to scratch through the symbol.
Roxy's gonna separate herself from that and put something very solid between her and the good detective.
Okay. You look at the symbol.
I look at it, and I'll be in between them, but I'll just look at it.
Both of you, anybody examining the symbol can make an occult check.
I'm looking at it from afar, so does that, can it still do normal, or does it give me disadvantage?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm really good at occult.
62.
All right.
87 for my 10 in occult.
Yeah, no.
Lord, the two of you look at it, and you're like, Sure
It's
is
a
a
drawing.
symbol. It's a
Yeah.
sure is a bunch of Y's scratched on the door. As Roxy, you're like, you give it some space. You respect what this thing is. There is a light switch next to the way down into the basement. The door to the basement has a lock and 3 bolts that can only be opened from the upstairs side. But you get it open. And below is the main basement storage room.
Is there any light in here?
Only
from
one
your
way down.
Electrical system.
You pull the couple of times and nothing.
Oh.
There's like power to the house, so you could check like the fuse box or something. Go look around, whatever you'd like to do.
Is there
I'd like to make an educated guess where that fuse box might be.
I would say make a. There's an archaeology check, but there's no architecture check. Make a spot hidden check or mechanical repair,
Sure.
either one.
I I don't believe I'm really good at either. I with a 67, I don't think I'm going to come up with anything.
No,
It's in the house, probably.
it's in the house.
I'm
Behind something.
gonna tear the inside. So I got my jacket, but I got a shirt on the inside.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and tear part of the sleeve off, and then go upstairs and grab like either a wooden leg or something from a thing. I'm gonna try to make a makeshift torch, and
Okay.
dab some of the alcohol from the dressing on there, and then use my
Okay.
cigarette to light it.
MacGyver Kane.
And just and the torch illuminates a set of stairs that are partially rotten away.
Hold it up, hold my gun in the other hand, and start making my way into the basement.
Going down is going to require a climb or dexterity roll.
Oh, rotten stairs. Okay.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
I'll go
If
ahead.
somebody gets down, then they can help, and the next people who are coming down as well.
I'll try to make
I'm
my
an
way.
old man. I'm not going to go first.
I'll try to make my way along the edge of the stairs.
Okay. Go ahead and make the check.
Oh, come on. I hate these dice. 89.
Rough. You slip
We've been
down.
rolling so high tonight. Like,
I got so many
you
good
could-
ones earlier.
wild.
As you start to clamber down, you realize, oh, these are rough. You could push the roll, try and go down anyways.
I'm gonna push
but
it.
you realize, like, okay,
I
I mean, you're going to go down
got a
anyways.
003. So I got a 3.
that's 3. Yeah, that's an extreme success.
3 out
I'd
of
say
6, yeah. 60.
not only can you get down, but you can easily help one of your companions get down as well.
So I nearly slip, and then I find my footing, and I start like helping the others down.
And I will step right in front of Lord Mattingly. I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Ladies first.
And
Yes.
put my hand down and slip on down with the good detective's help.
Of course. Now, Lord Mattingly, you are going to need to make a check, but you can do so with advantage with John's help.
Convinced that they have found a place that I can safely walk down, I follow them exactly in those footsteps, which is not going to work in my favor because I got an 80, but I had advantage, right?
That's correct.
Thank the heavens on that. And that's a 90. So
Do you want to push the roll? You were like, oh, your like leg the stairs creak as you put your step down. You're like, oh, damn it, that was the wrong foot or wrong step. Do you keep going? Push it.
no, being completely in character, no, I've seen them both going down the stairs this way. I'll firmly believe that what I'm doing is right. So no, I'm not going to push it. I'm just
You're
going
not
to
going
go.
to push it. Just going to keep going down.
Nope.
All right. You
Yep.
slip, and well, of course, while your companion gets destroyed by a bed, Lord Mattingly, you slip, and it's like a missing stair. Your cane goes through it, and you bump down and just land right on your behind on the bottom of the stairs, taking 1 point of damage as it's a hard fall, enough to knock the breath out of you and probably leave you with bruises, but not enough to like break anything.
Rather annoying stairs. Dang it.
Walk it off.
Right, we're down anyways. Ow.
The room is lit by the torchlight. A pile of trash all around. Pipe, a bunch of tools, a trash can lid, lumber, nails, screws, all sorts of stuff in this messy chamber. There is, off to one side, walls lined with wooden boards as well.
As in the boards look like almost like they've been nailed up to the wall.
Correct.
Hmm.
Now, why do you think someone
Place
would
for-
plank up a wall?
Perhaps turn it into a room and board.
To hide what's behind it, of course. Or anything around here that I could knock into this wall with? Hammer.
Make a spot hidden check.
76.
Do you want to push your luck and keep looking around? It's a very poorly made place full of old rusty nails and the like.
Sure.
Okay.
62.
What's your spot? What do you got?
60.
No. Oh goodness. Well, you'll find it. You will. But one of your gloves is torn, and you take 1 damage as a rusty nail scrapes along your skin.
I mean, forget the 1 damage. Your glove.
Your glove. That's the more significant part. Just
To be
one glove,
honest,
too.
these gloves are so annoying. Like, take them off.
You can take them off at this point. They're wrecked.
There you go.
Yeah.
If I must.
You take the gloves off. You're like, well, one of them is wrecked. Then they might as well both go in the garbage at this point. You can buy some new ones.
Forgive my impropriety. It's not my fault.
Oh my.
Nevertheless, you exposed hands. You do.
It's quite
You do-
improper, but
You do find a hammer lying on the ground, and there's also something else down there. There's something buried underneath the rubble. A hilt. Ornate, leather-wrapped hilt.
well, I
Is
will
there
use
any indication of the color of red around that?
Look a little bit closer. Yeah.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you.
You've also got the hammer. It's separate from the hammer.
I'm just gonna use my shoe to lightly move the rubble. Not my hands, of course, because no gloves, but just my shoe. I'm gonna kind of just move the rubble around it so I can get a better look at that hilt.
Make a dexterity check for me.
35.
You slide it away, and the knife slips, almost looking like it's going to gash your foot. But you managed to move your foot in time. You're like, that's weird. Like it almost looked like it moved independently of you moving it. But you managed to reveal it, and its blade is coated with oddly thick rust. An old knife.
Lord Mattingly, I'm perhaps not an expert in blades, but is this the, what was it? The devil's... What was it?
Well, it's crimson and it's old, so it matches most of the description from a madman in a sanatorium, yes. So,
Detective, would you hand me
Yes.
a jacket?
What are you gonna do with it?
Well, I never. I'm cold. I'm chilly. Would you hand me your jacket?
You're wearing furs. It's probably warmer than my jacket ever was.
Ooh, I'm freezing. Ooh.
I'm not giving you my jacket.
Fine. I'll take off my stole and I'll use it to wrap around the blade so my hands aren't actually touching it, and I
Okay.
will remove it from the rubble.
You pick it up, removing it from the rubble, and I want you to roll a strength check with advantage.
oh my.
Okay, 86 and a 37.
37 passes. The knife yanks in your hand. But you keep hold on it. And it starts-
Careful.
I'd like to examine it closely. Is there any like symbology on it or anything of note?
Nothing that you can tell. Simply this strange, rusty knife.
Does she look different to us now that she's holding this?
She's got a knife. She probably looks a little different. She's also missing her gloves and no shawl. But no, there's no
Fair
like,
point.
no odd occult signs as she holds the knife.
Do I look different to you, Lord Mattingly?
Well, riddle me this, and I pull out the Bible. I want to read the passage that's been written in there.
Of course.
Could you help me out what it was again?
No, of course, yeah. You take a closer look at I figured, yeah. And the passage reads, "By his own weapon is the devil defied."
I say that out loud as I look very closely to the dagger, see if anything happens.
You read it out loud. And from behind the wall,
Well,
I'm
that's
immediately going to
interesting.
turn towards it and just aim at whatever was bumping.
There is some squeaking from behind the wall, just some like very quiet, high pitched. And then abruptly, bursting out through decrepit boards on the wall, a horde of rats.
So it was rats. I told you.
I'm gonna wave the torch towards them to try to scare them off.
Keep away. Roll intimidate check with advantage.
Oh, cool.
The rats move forwards across the floor, streaming towards you. There's like probably 20 of these things.
I got a 14 on my first roll out of 60, and the second roll is 61. So that's a good thing I got a 14.
That's very good. The rats they do not want to mess with the torch. They will move past you. It's like a stream of them as they fled back up the stairs, disappearing into the house.
And so they burst out of a hole in the wall now?
They have like burst out of the boards in the wall, yes.
Well, rats.
There's something on the other side. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick that hand that hammer to Mr. Kane. I'm gonna keep this sword in my hand though. Knife, whatever.
Knife, sword.
Well, did you have a weapon on you now, right?
All right, I'm going to very tentatively put my revolver back in my jacket pocket, but it's still sticking out just enough to quickly grab it if I have to, and I'll take the hammer and try to make a solid whack on the wall.
You slam into the walls, and with the hammer, I'm going to say you don't even worry about rolling. You can slam into the walls. Given your strength, you're able to pull the boards away with a crack. And as they begin to break apart, you feel abruptly a strange breeze from the other side. Just a whoosh. There is foul odors coming from the other side, and a crawl space.
Lord Detective, could you behave as a lady here?
I think we might have a body on the other side. Smells like death over here.
Crawl space that leads into a small, just barely supported room. It is almost fallen to pieces. The walls are roughshod. It is a dirt floor. And in the center of the room is a pallet. Without climbing through, you're unable to see what lies on top of that pallet.
And stick the torch forward through the hole and pull out my gun again. I'm gonna rest the hammer. We're done with it. I'm gonna rest it against the wall, just so it's there.
Sounds good. And you crawl through?
I can't just stick the torch through.
Well, you can stick the torch through. It illuminates a room that's got a patch of earth and dirt on it, and poorly made walls. You still can't see what's on top of the pallet because of the angle, because the crawl space is under, and then the pallet rises up from the ground.
All right,
I'll go through first. I'm the smallest, after all.
Oh, a lady shouldn't be crawling.
I think, given these circumstances, we can let the lady thing go, Lord Mattingly.
Well, if you insist.
All
All right.
I'll hold the torch in such a way that she can see through while she's in there.
All right. You slip forwards, holding the torch high above you. And as you do so, slipping in, I need you to make a power check for me, Roxie.
98.
Oh my.
Okay.
Take me to
roll.
Vegas?
Oh,
I
well
don't know.
done. Yeah.
You feel dazed, unaware and uncertain. And who's going through next behind you?
I'll follow with the torch.
Okay. I want you to make an unarmed strike, like a brawling attack roll against John, with advantage because John is crawling through behind you. That's Roxie.
What? I'm sorry. I was
I want you to
dazed.
make a. That's okay. I want you to make an unarmed attack roll, like
Yeah.
the melee attack roll against John as he crawls through behind you.
99.
Well, that's good. You
Oh.
miss, right? You
Exciting.
lash out, and you know, as you lunge back towards John, you feel almost not in control of your own body. John, ahead of you, Roxie is just swinging in your direction. Roxie, for the next like few seconds here, you want to kill John.
Hey, watch it. I'm still here. Hey. Yeah, calm down, Roxie. Jeez.
What are you gonna do?
Keep
clawing at him?
I'm clawing him. Yeah.
Okay, make another unarmed attack. John, are you gonna try and dodge away, or are you gonna push
I'm
through?
gonna put the torch in between us so that she has to cross the
Okay.
torch to hit me.
Okay, I'd say that. All right, John, go ahead and make a dodge check with advantage.
All right. Oh my God, that's a 91? Yeah, it's a 91. And then the other one is gonna be a 14. And what is my dodge?
All right.
30. Okay, cool.
Okay, you keep the torch there, and Roxie, you lunge out towards John, and it looks like, I guess, John, since you're right there, it looks like she's willing to go through that torch to come after you.
All right, I'm
You
gonna
gonna keep the torch there?
I'm gonna back up, try like scramble backwards through
All right.
the hole.
You scramble backwards through the hole, and as you get back up and out, Roxie suddenly, with it's just the heat of the torch, the lights, a little bit woozy, you feel yourself again.
Oh my. Excuse me. That was weird.
What happened?
What happened?
What were you on about? You look like you were gonna kill me.
Do I know what happened?
You do, yes.
I'm sorry, Detective. I just had an overwhelming urge to attack you, which is not like me at all. I would never do that normally. I'm sorry, but I feel fine now. I feel fine now.
All right.
Would you like me to come on through and help you out over there?
Yeah, you go ahead. When I catch my breath for a second, Jesus.
Yes.
Pull out a
You've
cigarette.
You've had it rough. Take 5, Constable. I'll see what I can do. And I crawl through.
You crawl through to the other side, and joining Roxy, on the other side, on the center of the pallet, barely visible through the torchlight that John is providing, is a drawn, wooden-looking, wizened figure of some 6 feet tall. Skinny and fully naked, with ghastly, wide, flaring, saucer-like eyes, and a nose like a knife blade. Some sort of chain rests around his neck, and he has lost all hair, his shrunken gums making his teeth look almost like fangs. A scent like rotting corn wafts from his body, sickly and sweet.
I didn't know my ex-wife was in this country as well, but that's interesting. What do you make of this, Roxy?
We've clearly disturbed you. We're so sorry about that. My name's Roxy. What's your name?
Is it inanimate? Like, is it like just lying there like a corpse, or is it actually active?
It's lying motionless, yeah.
Right, okay. It's still fair to ask it a question, but I'm just wondering.
Yeah, you ask the question, and there is a twisting crack as its head begins to turn in your direction, Roxy.
Oh, good lord.
It's a really beautiful house you have here.
John, have you crawled through at this point, or are you still?
Did she hit you yet?
Me? No. There's this dainty-looking fellow over here with some who requires medical attention. I imagine. Come on through, Constable.
Tell them to join the club.
And I step. I'll do one step forward towards this creature, and I'll be like, "Now, see here.
It sits bolt upright, straight towards you, and I need you to make a sanity roll.
Uh-oh.
You and Roxie both.
Now, see here. My sanity is 94, so that's gonna be very.
You were going to take.
What's with the 90s today?
Oh goodness, Roxie, 63. You passed.
My sanity's 70. Yeah.
Yeah, you've studied weird things. Roxie, you take 1 point of sanity damage, and Lord Mattingly, you take 3.
Ow. Okay.
As this thing lunges bolt upright, still with its head turned, it looks back in your direction. And it does not say anything, but it makes another noise as John, you crawl through.
Yeah, I've still got my torch and my revolver, so.
Okay. Roxie, please make another power check for me.
Okay, 46 this time.
It's not John this time. It's the knife again, trying to wrestle out of your grip. With a crack of bone, this figure raises its arm up towards you, Roxie, reaching for the knife.
I'm gonna fire a shot.
Same. Let's tandem.
All right, you both raise your guns and just, what the hell? And as you raise your guns, I need a sanity roll from John. As you know, you're seeing this for the first time.
Yep. That's gonna be a 28 out of 80.
So you're good, John. Yeah, you passed. You take 1 sanity damage as well, but you are both able to raise your guns, and bang! The elephant gun goes off in this room like an explosive. The snub nose noise by comparison, just a pop. And both of you can fire.
All right.
Cool.
And that's a roll with our respective weapons.
Yes.
Yep.
In combat, you'll see both the.
I don't see it as a weapon under my combat. I only see it as a skill.
It's the skill. Yeah. So it would be handgun or rifle shotgun, depending.
I got a 51 out of 60.
I got a 25.
That'll hit. Both of you fire, and both of you can roll the damage that is listed for your weapons. John, I think that's a D6 for you, or D8?
I got a 3d6 plus 4 for that.
Reginald's elephant gun.
I actually, so it doesn't show.
In combat, I believe if you look in combat and scroll down, you'll see
I only have
a 32 revolver.
So
in the combat section?
Yeah, I don't. I guess I didn't add it when I was doing this. My bad.
I can see it on your sheet. It's a D8 damage.
Oh, okay, cool. I have my I'll look in the character section.
Oh, that's why it's a roll 20. Yeah, it's the roll 20 character sheet. I added it for you on that sheet. Yeah, so it's a D8 damage. No problem.
Okay, cool. I see.
So the 3d6 plus 4 gives me a 13 plus 4 is 17.
17 points of damage. Okay.
I'm not messing around with this creature.
And I got an 8.
An 8.
Nice.
Bang. So 25 points of damage between the pair of you. There's a hole blown in the center of his body. It is enormous. And you hit his arm, the same arm he's reaching out with, John. And his arm explodes back as Walter, about to try to dodge, is instead just brutally knocked backwards. And as he is knocked back, he begins to stagger back up to his feet. Roxie, the knife continues to shake, his body quivering. What do you want to do?
I don't want him to get the knife at all. So I'm gonna fight him and try to back up.
Okay. You lunge out with the knife, going straight for him? Or what you want to raise your gun, or what's your plan?
No, I don't want him to get the knife, so I'm gonna step backwards.
Okay. And take a step backwards.
Yeah.
Start keeping the knife up and towards him, like to stop him from getting it. Make another power check.
Yeah. 38.
38. All right. You lunge out towards him with the knife. Lunge away from him, rather, with the knife, trying to keep it away from him, and 38 is enough to keep it at bay as he continues to crawl forwards. The gun, both of you're reloading. John, I imagine you can fire more frequently than Lord Mattingly.
If he's still moving,
Yeah,
after
no, I'm reloading.
He has a hole in his chest. I unload.
You unload, just bang, 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 firing again and again and again. Make another couple of checks.
Okay. That's gonna be an 8 for one. A 75 for another. And a 99. So how many because I got 6 shots, I think. So all of them?
All of them snap out with several quick bangs straight out towards him. And yeah, those all hit.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So just roll damage?
Yes, yeah.
Awesome.
So it was 71, you said one of them was?
No, I got an 8 and then a 75 and then a 99.
75.
Yeah.
Well, the 99 misses. Yeah. But
So-
the other two hit.
Okay, cool. So I'll just do those 3. Those two.
Yeah.
2 then. Cool.
Yep.
I got an 8 and a 7. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh my god. So his body is practically blown apart. He is crawling, desperately trying to reach. And as you finish reloading the gun, the massive elephant, I need you to roll a power check, please, for me, Lord Reginald.
Power check, as you will. That would be a 71. So,
Okay, 1 second.
Oh.
You feel your arms begin to shake. You are compelled to get that knife by any means necessary as the gun begins to turn towards Roxie.
oh god.
You can take your actions if you
Lord
like.
Reginald.
But as so this corpse upon the ground is still crawling broken forwards and has reached out towards you, Lord Mattingly, as you are now like seemingly it's reaching into you, demanding that you get the knife from her since she has managed to avoid thus far bringing it over.
Can I observe, is anything that's hitting them, like any of the gunshots, is it actually seeming to hurt this thing? Or is it like just taking the shots but keep continuing going like nothing happened?
It's taking the shots. It seems like its body is badly broken and damaged. And like, if you just destroy its body with gunfire, it might stop moving. But it's almost like it's knitting a little bit back together. Like the gun alone is not enough.
I'm gonna how far am I from it? Am I close enough where I could like try to take a swipe and see if this knife would hurt it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Although I
Lunge
see Lord
towards it.
Mattingly coming at me, I'm gonna
All right. That's gonna be a fighting check.
Okay.
Fighting brawl, I guess, probably.
It'll kill
32.
you.
Is that a success for you? No, it's not. Is it? Do you want to push your luck? You can see Lord Mattingly
Yeah.
raising the elephant gun.
Yeah, I think this is the time, right? Wait.
Okay.
Okay.
You
So
lunge
do I roll
out.
again?
There might be negative
Roll again.
consequences, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. I roll. Okay. I don't even know what I want to roll. Okay, it's
roll.
a-
Yeah.
59.
That's not enough.
Oh no.
You lunge out, and Lord Mattingly, you turn the elephant gun towards Roxie. And you can take a shot, and Roxie, you can make a dodge check.
Okay.
oh god.
The lower, you are each of you is aiming to have the lower roll here.
51.
Don't kill my party members. I hate killing party members as a DM. I'm a player. And I got a
No!
7.
No, you didn't. Not your first low roll of the whole night.
007.
You bastard.
I will.
007.
John, I will give you a reaction to this if there's something you want to try and do.
So if he I'm aiming at this thing goes crawling, I
Yeah.
see his gun turning away from it. I'm gonna try to grab his shoulder and just pull.
Okay, I would say you can make a strength check against Lord Mattingly making a strength check.
Okay.
Please, yeah, because I'm not strong. That's
Oh yeah.
61.
7.
53.
You could push
Goodbye,
it,
cruel world.
but the only way you can push it is
Please!
by pulling the gun towards you instead.
Maybe not.
Don't do it.
Uh,
Don't do it.
Split second decision, man.
Is there any way that I could shoot his
If you
shoulder?
succeed, from this close, I would say with disadvantage.
Okay.
And I'd give Mattingly advantage on his dodge and you disadvantage on your attack, but you can take the shot.
I'll push I'll try to push and I'll pull.
Yeah, you've got like
I'll pull
one
it
more
towards me.
bullet left.
Yeah.
One more bullet, and
Yeah.
you bang straight out towards his shoulder. Go ahead and roll at disadvantage, and Lord Mattingly, you can roll your dodge at advantage.
Okay.
Advantage. Okay. My best one was 26.
So I got a 51 and a 62. So
He
you've
succeeds.
dodged it.
Mhm. And he shoots Roxie. 3d6 plus 4 damage.
I don't math, but that sounds like a lot.
Considering you probably have
9 hit
9 hit points.
8 hit points now.
8 hit points.
I might be looking straight through you in a second, Rox.
Well,
That's 11 points total.
Roxie
Oh,
is blown
God.
back off her feet with a spray of blood as the dagger slides across the floor towards Corbitt. And as the dagger slides across the floor towards him, John, you were the only one not possessed or dead or
No!
dying in Roxy's case here. As Roxy's not like outright dead, but she is on death's door with this like spray of bullets against her. You can go for the knife, but you are the last one who's going to have this opportunity.
I'm going to shove Mattingly aside and try to dive for the knife and the creature.
You lunge for the knife and make a brawling check for me.
I got a 77. That is not enough.
Well, it's going to be against his roll.
Oh, okay.
So 1 second.
Oof.
It's not enough. You could make a dodge check as he gets the knife.
I'll
And
go ahead and dodge.
He slashes at you.
Oh shit. 0, 0, 0. So I guess it's 100.
not a natural one.
Wow.
You take 3 points of damage as the knife slams into you. And at this point, as the knife hits you, you have got one last roll to wrestle it away from him and stab him with the knife.
As he's stabbing me, I'm gonna reach into my pocket and grab the and slip my fingers into the bronze knuckles and try to use that to like essentially
Knock it away.
Yeah, hit his arm that is holding the knife.
Okay, make a strength check at advantage.
All right.
This is the one, buddy.
All right, one is an 86 and the other is a 7.
You knock the knife away, and you can make one last swipe. It's now or dead.
All right. This is fighting brawling. That's going to be a 68.
The knife falls away as you slash at him. He tries to dodge. I'm going to roll this last one in the open. You got a 68. He's got an 100. You slash
You're
him with
kidding
the
me.
knife. I rolled it in the open. It's in roll 20.
I see it.
Wow.
You slash him with the knife. And as you slash him with the knife, Corbitt's body falls away with a and it begins to decompose before your eyes. As you are left with Lord Mattingly dropping the elephant gun as sanity comes back to him. Roxie bleeding out in the corner of the room. and Walter Corbitt destroyed.
Uh,
The last roll I'm going to let you make is a first aid check on
I'm
Roxie.
taking off my jacket and I'm gonna try to use it.
Take it off your jacket.
I'm gonna use it.
Now
to,
you're taking off your jacket.
I'm gonna try to use it to
What a gesture.
I'll pressure on the wound. Mattingly, get over here!
Yes. What can I do?
Hold this! And I'm gonna put pressure on the wound and try to staunch the bleeding.
Okay, this is going to be
Yes.
a hard first aid check with advantage from Lord Mattingly.
From Lord Mattingly. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because Mattingly's helping you, so you've got advantage.
Oh, okay. So I'm
Oh,
doing
that's
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Because you've got the higher first aid. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a 008 and a 28. So
That's a success!
yes.
You staunch Roxy's bleeding, and Roxy lives!
Yes.
With 1 HP, Roxy, you're gonna need to be rushed to the hospital. But you
Which we
live.
will. Eustace is standing ready.
So
And-
proud of you.
With Corbitt destroyed. That is the end of our adventure today.
What a story, man. Wow.
That was crazy.
So fun.
We're gonna get to the
That was
hospital,
crazy.
and it's like I've got glass sticking out of me. She's been blown through with an elephant gun, and Reginald's like, I've got this bump on my behind. Could you
I got splinters.
Yeah. Your damn gun. Damn it.
Splinters.
Oh,
Oh, gee.
What a
So
story,
fun.
man. Absolutely wonderful. Wow.
Gosh, guys, this is my first time playing Call of Cthulhu. We have a lot of people who are like D&D people that watch us, and this is fun, you guys.
it's
This is
hard.
Yeah.
lots of role play.
Yes.
Super fun. Very different. but
It's a
super
lot more
fun.
dangerous than D&D, right? Like,
Yeah.
bad
God,
choices
yeah.
in this game will kill you.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Like you've
Yeah.
got on a lot of the things, you've got like a 20% chance of success on most of the rolls. Like you don't. You have
Oh,
a
yeah.
couple of skills that are good, but most of them you don't have that many points in this. Whew.
No, you really don't. It's a system that's designed to be a lot more
Yeah.
dangerous than D&D. But I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope the audience that you all enjoyed it as well. It was a
Oh, man,
a definite
uh-huh.
pleasure being on the Gilded Flask.
Absolutely.
You
And
are an
listen, the good
amazing
news
game
is, you
master.
guys, that Craig is a game master that you can contact. You can actually reach out to him if you want to play one of his games, and he does more than just Call of Cthulhu. This is something that he did for us. We requested special. He does all kinds of things, and if you want to reach out to him, you can check out the contact information. I believe that's below, and we'll put that out there for all of you guys to see. And I highly recommend it because this was super awesome.
100%. We'll put it in the YouTube description. It's also in the chat right now in Twitch. Yeah, go ahead and have a look over there. There's still a couple of places that you have seats left, I believe. So if you want to
Yeah,
experience this
plenty.
as well, and I can highly recommend this. Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Well,
hey, thank you all so much.
yeah. Thank you so much for being
Likewise,
here. Thank
Greg.
you
This
so much
was
for guiding us
absolutely
through
amazing.
this adventure. We've never done
Yes.
anything like this, and it was very
I'm
nice.
glad nobody died. I would have hated to
Yeah.
be a guest star.
You and me
and
both.
Just TPK the party in my one
Yeah.
Gilded Flask adventure.
That's all right. Roxy's pretty disposable. It's fine.
What?
Yeah, well,
she got us through like half of our places, charming pants off
that's
everybody.
true.
She
That's
served
true.
her
Yeah.
purpose.
Yeah, it really is one of those things where like you need to rely on the people who are good at things to accomplish them. But it's so satisfying to roll well. It's so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hard. I mean, I don't think I rolled below. I mean, that was crazy. I don't know. I have to roll like these dice a few more times and just see what happens, because I don't think we rolled so high this whole game.
Early on,
The amount
we
of
had some
90s
good
that we had,
rolls.
man.
I had so many
Yeah.
good rolls early on. I was like, oh yeah,
When you-
it's simple.
Cakewalk.
When you guys were in the globe, it was nice and simple, and then it started to get worse and worse and worse, and it just never got
Yes.
better.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think we're gonna go ahead and raid out to
Yes, let's.
Yeah.
Infinite Monkey Tales. But everybody who's here, everybody who's been watching us live, thank you so much for being here, being a part of this, and seeing this adventure and meeting someone new. This is great. And
love
we
you
really
guys
appreciate
so
the
much.
support and love. And anyone who's watching this in post, if you guys are checking out our podcast or checking out this on YouTube, 100%, guys, this is the kind of content that we're looking to work with other DMs in the future and try to expand into other communities as well. And working with Craig, we'd love to see you in the future as well. I really think that would be a cool kind of recurring spot.
Absolutely.
It'd be my pleasure.
And finally, make sure to join our Discord for the latest news on what we're doing. I believe next week we are prepping for another one shot, and if memory serves, we're either streaming or recording that, so that will come your way. But if you'd like to know what, when, and where, join our Discord so you'll get the latest updates on that. But we will see you next week with that.
Outstanding.
Bye.
Yep.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye, everybody.
And we get to wait for a couple seconds while it's ready to raid. So,
Yep.
wonderful.
Yeah, there you go.
See you, everybody.
Take
And
care.
we're raiding.
Cool.
Hooray!